Welcome everybody at home to today's Greater NHRU major semi-final at number 2 Sports Ground. Today we've got Wanderers versus Southern Beaches. It's a beautiful day. There's a few clouds in the sky. The wind's going everywhere, but with me today, this could go anywhere too, Jimmy Gardner.
Yeah, thanks, Gareth. Yeah, fantastic day, fantastic occasion. The weather has held off pretty gloomy this morning, but nice and dry. The wind's picked up from the south. It's a dry pitch. The sun's out, so I don't think we'll have any certainly any effects from the rain this afternoon. So a good hard pitch and set for a very good game of rugby. Two teams that are both in the form of their lives. Certainly Wanderers, of course, minor premiers, runaway minor premiers, lost one game for the entire regular season to Hamilton. Southern Beaches are on the back of 7 straight wins. Their last loss was to Wanderers in round 12. So both teams on the up, both teams playing with plenty of momentum and plenty of confidence. Yeah,
it should be a massive game today, a cracking game actually. Wanderers have had the week off. Do you see that to be a bit of a detriment, Jimmy?
Oh, not at all. I think they'll benefit from it with anything on a couple of reasons. First, health-wise, they've been up pretty much since October. They've been training. They train very hard and they've had a very physical. And you can see it getting to them in the end of those last couple of rounds. They were starting to get a bit drained. So I think physically and mentally it'll do them the world of good. Plus last week, I think they'll open their eyes is the fact that both games last week were won by the underdogs. So that's a clear sign that this is a new competition. What happened during the regular season doesn't mean a great deal. So I think that will be certainly I'll have alarm bells ringing for them. They know it's game on today.
Yeah. Talking about last week, Southern Beaches were absolutely impressive in that win over Hamilton. Do you think they can re-emulate that this week?
Well, there's nothing to say they can't. They've got the same team from 1 to 17 going through. They would have gained a lot of confidence from that. I think for them it has been a case of self-belief. The two previous times they've been to the finals, in 2011 and 2012, they went out in straight sets. They got beaten both games, and so that was their first win in a finals game last week. They'll take an enormous benefit from that. Again, they're going to have to produce it exactly the same or even more to beat a Wanderers side, which, looking at it from 1 to 15, it doesn't have many chinks in the armour. So only thing I will say about Wanderers is they have had a couple of injuries in the last week or two. Dylan Evans was supposed to come back from an ankle issue, but he aggravated that on Wednesday night at training, so he's out for the rest of the season. Now that's a massive loss. I mean, he played against the British Lions only 12 months ago, and he really stiffens up that pack, particularly against the two big boppers that Southern Beaches will run out in William So and Willie Fraser. And the other one is Tapaki Rahui, the outside centre, little outside centre. He just gave him that little bit of X factor. He's a live wire, and in comes Anthony Barrett. They certainly won't lose anything in Baz, but he's a different sort of player. He's more a direct player, whereas Tapaki's very light on his feet. So. Again, it has all the hallmarkings of a fantastic game. It'll be brutal up front. It'll be just, I think it'll be the team that converts their opportunities or converts the amount of pressure, the amount of possession they have with the team that gets away with it.
Yeah, as I mentioned, we're here today live at number 2 on the Newcastle Herald and, of course, Bar TV, the home of grassroots sports. We'll just quickly go through the teams for you guys at home and listening around the world and, of course, at the ground as well. For Wanderers, it's Ben Christensen who comes in for Dylan Evans as a front rower, along with Colin Hovell as his front row partner. Andrew Tuala comes in at hooker. The second rowers, Ignacio Batalina, the Argentinian, and number 5 is Marcus Christensen. Breakaways, Dan Kevill and 7, Cal Growth. Number 8, an Anderson medal winner, Ben Ham. 9, Luke Sherwood. Number 10, his brother Mark Sherwood. 11, leading try scorer of the year, Billy Coffey. Number 12, Luke Mention. 13, Anthony Barrett. 14, Dylan Rowney. And fullback and 15, Luke Simmons.
We'll just go through the Southern Beaches side. As we said, 1 to 15 in the program. The two front rowers, the big boppers, Willie Fraser and Willie So, wearing the number 3. The hookers, Haddon Gavin. The two second rowers are Matt Lazzini and Mika Iopa. The back rows comprised of Glenn Stone on the blind side. The open side's Ray Furphy and Bar Talaliva at number 8. The halfback is Marty Delore. As you can hear, the Southern Beaches boys really revving their boys up as they go on the park. The 5'8 Irishman, Mark Butler. The two wingers are Daniel Marshall and Andrew Delore. In the centres, we have Michael Delore and Tyler Austell. And the fullback is KG Lamb. Today's referee, Des Gilbert. Interesting fact with the referees, he's certainly not the number 1 referee, but what they've done is they've graded the referees a 1, 2 and 3, and they've decided to give each of them an opportunity in the top grade to determine who will get the grand final. So I'm not sure where Des fits on that, whether he's 1, 2 or 3, but certainly an interesting way to go about things. But as we mentioned, makings of a fantastic contest. I'm really looking forward to the battles of the 2 number 8s. Ben Ham from Wanderers, who we mentioned, got the Anderson medal, and of course Vartella Lever was the runner-up in the Anderson medal, and that went down to the last round. So there's great matchups right across the park. This is going to be a builder.
Yeah, definitely, Jimmy. And as we hear the crowd absolutely pumping up the teams as they come out, it looks to me like Beaches are running towards the Marketown end, which is right to left on your screens, and Wanderers running towards the beach end, which is left to right on your screen. Looks like Southern Beaches are going to have the kickoff here at number 2 Sports Ground. And again, this one is set for a cracker. The crowd is absolutely on its feet in this grandstand here. It's going to be an amazing game as Des Gilbert in the centre, ready to control this game as the two teams line up for the kickoff. It looks like the Beaches side is going to kick to the bottom of your screen for this kickoff. And Jimmy, where do you see this game playing out?
Well, as we mentioned, it's going to start up front. Obviously, the two front rowers, we've mentioned them so many times the last couple of weeks. But I think the 5'8s are going to be crucial as well. Marcus Sherwood's come in the last, I think, 3 or 4 weeks. He spent a lot of the time in second grade this year. He's more of a ball player than Cal McDonald was when they had him there. So he'll be looking to put Luke Mention and Anthony Barrett in some space. And, of course, the back row. The win just behind Southern Beaches' backs here. It's pretty strong. It's starting to whip up too. So it's probably a 7-point breeze at this point as we hit a kickoff.
As we get the kickoff and taken well there by Dan Kevill, I believe, and the balls come to the back there. Sherwood grabbing for it. Nice little ball there as they come over the 20-metre line, the Wanderers team. Nice clean ball to the back. Simmons punches it down the field as it bounces once, bounces twice. Beaches juggling around, ball pass back in field. Vartalieva back there as always to take it up, and that's a good hit first by Vartalieva, met by a swarm of Wanderers defenders.
Yeah, great line speed there from the two Blues. They chased up as a pack there in one good line. They're trying to assert some pressure early.
The Beaches try the blindside option first up. Ooh, and that's a good hit there by the Wanderers back, and they steal the ball off them for the first time in the game. Wanderers now on the attack inside the 40-metre line as they take the ball forward. One wide off the ruck there. Come back on the blind side. And, he's had a big look there.
Yeah, Marcus Christensen. I think he might be a bit rattled. He was one of those defenders in those first couple that tried to tackle Vartalieva. I think he might have copped a little knock to the head, and he certainly, I'm not sure he's too comfortable at the moment as this. He's got a little cut to his head too, so he'll be getting some treatment. Beaches just rucking it out, playing the corners. We're going to see a little bit of this in the first 5 minutes. And look at the Beaches men flying through.
Yeah, nice chase there by the Beaches as Billy Coffey comes back, the leading try scorer. He dances and plays with them. Gets around one, shows a bit of pace. Gets his winger. Winger in a bit of pace. Big Willie So misses him on the inside, but taken well there in field. About 5 metres in field from touch, and the ball comes back there to Sherwood. Sherwood puts a little fancy little banana kick through there as Lamb at the back there. Probably going to play safe here, though he does chance his arm, and he's kicked it out, and it's found touch on the full. Just on halfway there, Jimmy. Good start to this opening.
Cracked start in at frantic pace from one end to the other. Lots of big hits, lots of heavy collisions. Both teams still worse for wear. Marcus Christian's battling on at the moment as Ignacio takes a quick line out and two Blues on the attack again. Yeah,
Sherwood now passes it out as he ducks under the tackle.
Yeah, Ben Ham there just missed one swinging arm across the head. There'll be plenty of those.
Yeah, Sherwood controlling the game really well first. Inside ball to Barrett as Barrett takes the ball towards the halfway line. Sherwood calling it on the blind side. Little jink run, little flick pass on the outside. Misses. Beaches on the attack now. Little grubber through here as the Beaches guys come through. He's got the fullback. Sherwood showed a lot of toe there as he kicks the ball out.
By Ben Christensen. He put him in. He had the big legs pumping. You could hear the winger. I think it was actually Marty Sherwood coming up on his outside. But he did just enough to put the pressure on, and the Wanderers cover came in just in time.
Yeah, I'd like to see that. The front rower chasing through, Jimmy.
Looks like we've got a little bit of already. We've had I think the linesman, she's noticed the cut on Marcus Christian. He's going to need to at least have that attended to. But a hectic start and a helter-belter start for one that we probably expected.
It's all over the place, and it's good attacking football shown early on. Good little kick through there. And, of course, we have one of the Delore boys chasing through, Andrew Delore, who has shown a lot of toe over the last few weeks. There's Delores galore in this Beaches side, I guess.
He's actually the eldest from Andrew. He played most of his footy. He started out as a winger. He's played most of his footy at outside centre for Beaches, but about halfway through the season, they shifted him to the wing, and he's really come on. He scored 14 tries in the second half of the season, and he's a real flyer. And Michael Delore at inside centre, his brother, he just played a lot of his footy at 5'8", but he's growing in confidence. He's had a couple of years ruined by injury, really. And the third brother is Marty Delore at halfback. He's come right through the club. So, yeah, they're certainly the core of the back line. And if Beaches are going to get over the line here, they're going to be instrumental.
Yes, as Hayden Gavin goes to take the throw. Good throw there by Gavin as Beaches look to set the maul. Wanderers defending pretty well, but the maul goes forward as they come through Vartalieva. The ball taken into a ruck now.
Yeah, pretty good defence there from Wanderers. They just waited their moment and they collapsed it well. Big Willie
Fraser
Fraser on the burst.
Taking it up as he will all day. Go the blind, and Vartaleva's got a couple to beat, and he's taken down, takes the ball into a tackle. Good option there by Taleva. Unlucky not to win the Anderson medal this year, but the ball looks like it's been won, and yes, it has, but Willie Fraser meets the Wanderers player.
Yeah, Cal Groff there, he wasn't expecting that, but you won't see Wanderers kick first option. Their first option will always be to try and run it to get a bit of territory, but as Mark Sherwood just puts that one out.
Kind of shanks that one.
From Southern Beaches, they really are.
Shanks that one, Sherwood, and it's probably about 15 metres out. As Beaches again are set for this attacking line out, probably look for a maul again.
Yeah, Wanderers last time decked it straight away, but looked like they might contest this time around. Dan Carroll lining up, goes up at the back. Yeah, good jump there by Glenn Stone. He's a real tower of strength for the line out in Beaches.
Ball there to Butler. Sherwood with the ball, little jink, takes it in on the inside to Austell. Tyler takes the ball forward, and they're about 18 metres out, and they go again. Not ready for it there, Butler. Delore with a dummy, takes it into the defence, and Butler coming around. That's good. Good enterprising play there by Butler, keeping it alive. Ball at the back there with Sherwood. Austell takes it forward and taken. Not doing much here, the Beaches. A little bit disorganised as they take it from the back through. Big Willie Fraser off to Big Willie So, and he drops the ball there.
Yeah, danger signs as for Wanderers, isn't it? Once he got that arm free, all it took was, would have taken was Willie So to get hand on the ball, but he put it to the ground.
Sherwood takes the ball forward. There's a half little break there, and that's a good run there by Sherwood from his own 20 metres.
They're struggling to get back here, Beaches. Wanderers got numbers on the left, but Vartaleva comes up with a big steal.
Good steal there by Vartaleva, and Beaches with the ball again, and Sherwood in the back, scurrying for the ball like a little ferret.
Yeah, they got numbers on the right here, Beaches.
And that's the first penalty of the game, Jimmy, and right in front of the sticks. Surely they'll go for the goal here.
Yeah, no doubt. They're a little bit stretched there, Wanderers. I think both teams were. It was a matter of just getting some clean pill. But Beaches certainly had some numbers on the right. I think I'm surprised if they had got some clean ball there, they might have tested their arm on the right. But alas, Des Gilbert has found a hand in the ruck, and this will be a fairly easy kick, you'd think, for Mark Butler. 35 metres out and bursting in front. Good opportunity for them to put first points on the board with the wins at the back, and they've had the better of the opening 7 minutes. They've had all the pill, they've had all the territory, and they really wouldn't be wanting to get something out of it.
Yeah, definitely played at a frenetic pace this first 5-10 minutes, with Mention still receiving treatment where they're just about to take the goal. Looks like a bit of a shoulder problem there, Jimmy. This could spell all sorts of danger. But Cal McDonald still pretty fresh from that last game, although it was a bruising encounter, that reserve grade game, so he would probably be the guy to come on, I'd imagine.
Yeah, him or Dan Murch. That's the one thing about Wanderers this year. They've got so much depth, it's not funny. So, and of course, Southern Beaches won that second grade fair, 25-18. Split the apple cart for Wanderers. They won the Colts in the third grade. So maybe it's an omen for Beaches that they got the job done there.
Oh, he's taken the quick tap. That's a good little kick there for the winger as he comes through. That's a good high bounce, and that's a troll. He's dropped it over the line. That's unlucky there for Daniel Marshall as he absolutely flew through on that one.
Yeah,
that's a good opportunity.
Everyone thought he was taking the kick for goal. They were clustered in the size of a blanket, Wanderers, but he had to look up Butler, and there was obviously something on. He mentioned it to Marshall. He went through and chipped through. All Marshall had to do was get the end of the ball. He was in the air and bang, he went down. And we'll have a look at the replay. It was a fantastic piece of rugby. It would have been a spectacular try and a spectacular start for Southern Beaches. But
he had everything, didn't he, Jimmy? He had the bounce, he had the kick, good weight on it as it comes through. And he absolutely flies through there, Marshall, and just spills the ball over the line. And that's unlucky for the Beaches as they come for the first scrum of the game.
Important is always good to set the authority early. Beaches was really, I think they will try to go through the centre of this one.
Bind!
Yeah, both packs set nicely. Wanderers look a little bit lower than the big Beaches pack. And Wanderers really drive through there. That's a good pick up there by Ham from the back as Billy Coffey comes in to take a bit of... Barrett takes one in. A little bit of pressure there off Sherwood as Sherwood sets to kick maybe on his own line, and he gets the ball and he looks to spread the ball wide. Ball spread wide now. Rowney with the ball. He's got plenty of toe roundies. He puts the ball down and that's out on the full, not making much ground. And good defence there by Beaches.
Yeah, they read that well, didn't they? I think they know that Wanderers, as we said, kick is not going to be their first option. They're going to look at the ball in here, particularly playing in this wind. And then once they get a bit of territory, then they'll look to kick a second or third option. But they handled that pretty well, Beaches, and so far so good for them. They're handling the pressure of this one for sure.
Yeah, a couple of players out of this line out with Vartaleva hanging out wide. Ominous there for him trying to get the ball. The ball Not a good throw there as Sherwood, Delore, cleans up at the back. They're going to have to pick and drive here with one of the players missing, which kind of upsets the back line move they had out wide, set off that line as they pick up from the back again. That's a good run to the 20-metre line. Matt Lanzini, as Fraser takes the ball forward now, he's had a big impact on. He shoots the ball out.
That's a great little tackle, great technique.
And that's a good little flick as well.
Bartolo looming on here on the outside. Looks like he'll get off. They've decoyed to him and go on the outside to Tyler Austell. Looks like there's a turnover. Wanderers got the ball now. They like this. They've got numbers on the left.
As Barrett with the ball now, standing in the tackle, takes the ball to ground. The wily veteran. Ball comes back now. Sherwood just kicking the ball down, getting them out of trouble as Lamb takes the ball well on the full there. Butler with the ball. He's got plenty of time. Good little kick. Searching kick over the top. As Delore comes through, Andy Delore, he's got plenty of pace as he gets in front of his man and he just knocks on there, I believe, and that'll be a call to knock on, and that's very unlucky again for the Beaches.
He's no good, Luke mentioned. That shoulder of his is gone. He couldn't even move it there. He looked like he was going in up and down on the one spot. He's certainly a faster player than that, but he just got back just enough time to put enough pressure on Andrew Delore, who's got a hand to it. But living dangerously, the two Blues.
Yeah, not much movement in back play there for mention. They're probably going to have to get someone warming up, I believe. He's a bit of a passenger at the moment. But Delore showing a lot of pace again from that smart, sharp kick by Butler, the 5'8". As both packs, is a dangerous scrum here for Wanderers. Beaches will look to put plenty of pressure on them. Des Gilbert controlling this match really well so far. A little bump on the back there.
Marty, back 5.
Yeah, good scrum from the two Blues, nice and solid. Barrel just go forward. I think they look to kick from here though.
And Kevill with the ball, passes it to Coffey. Coffey with one on the outside, probably won't pass it, and he does to Simmons. Simmons dancing around. He's got plenty of space in field there if he finds it, but no, he loses his footing.
He got hit by a sniper, someone shot him, he went to ground, he lost his footing there, but did well to get it back in the end.
Ball at the back, and Beach is coming through there. Referee Des Gilbert says play on, and Beach is on the attack now. They're going to go the blind through Delore as Delore taken in, not making any metres. Big Willie So with the ball, little offload there by So. Soda got numbers on the outside as Lamb dummies. He's still going. Lamb got one on the outside. That's a try. That's a good try there to the Beaches as Delore brings it round for a better position. And Beaches first to score here in this major semi-final.
Yeah, reward for pressure, wasn't it? They've had all the pressure in this half. Wanderers have tested their arm a couple of times, but they're guilty of a couple of turnovers. I'm interesting to see if Bartolo came through the ruck there, whether he came through the gate or whether he came through the side. The referee, Des Gilbert, said it was okay. From there, they just sprung to the left. KG Lamb came in, very good on his feet, very lively. He sort of dipped, he got outside his man, and then produced a nice little one-armer for Andy Delore, and he just had too much pace. He scooted down that left touchline, and the Southern Beaches strike first.
Yeah, big Willie Fraser getting his arms free and just unloading there to Delore. As we come to the replay, pops it over the top there, and that's a good pass, and Lamb just throws the dummy, doesn't know what to do with it, gets through one and around the back to the flying winger, Andrew Delore, who makes it better, and the kick pretty easy here for Butler. And all the Beaches players swarm around Delore for the first try of this major semi-final. Of course, we're streaming live for you for Bar TV and, of course, the Newcastle Herald, the home of rugby in Newcastle. As Butler comes in, strikes it, and he absolutely nails that one, no doubt about that. As the Wanderers now coming back, Billy Coffey having a word to his team. The Wanderers guys look a little shell-shocked. They've had absolutely none of the ball, Jimmy, this half, as the ball taking its time to find the middle of the field.
Absolutely. When they have had the ball, they've sort of tested their arm and they've pushed it. They haven't really played percentages. Mark Sherwood's kicking hasn't been sort of been in a bit of no man's land. A couple of them they've sort of given an opportunity for Southern Beaches to counter. I think Youth has to be a bit smarter with that or go a bit deeper. Again, they are playing into the wind, so they certainly need to hit back here. They need to respond defensively more than anything.
And that's a good high kick there by Butler. Good option. And it's bounced forward. And he's offside there, the Wanderers player. And yes, Des Gilbert has pulled that up as a penalty. And that's a really good searching kick by Butler. He's really controlling this game well here today, Butler, as he has done in the past few weeks.
Yeah, he's been a find for them. He really has. His brother Ross Butler came over a couple of years and he played in second grade today. He's played, I think we mentioned before, he's played a lot of Gaelic football. So he's got a football in his hand 12 months all around. And his kicking has really been the aspect that's been certainly been instrumental in this start by him. He's not only has he kicked well, he's kicked smart. He's really turned Wanderers around and put them under pressure. Now this is a test of his goal kicking abilities as well.
Yes, as he lines the ball up, Wanderers players spread out in a kick return position. Beaches players lined up, ready for the chase. As Butler takes a couple of steps to the left. The crowd a little bit hushed here, a little bit shell-shocked themselves, I think, the Wanderers' home crowd.
Yeah, certainly not the start they were after, but if we go back to the last time these two met in round 12, it was actually Southern Beaches that struck first there as well. They led 10-7 at half-time. It was Wanderers who came home the strongest, so but they've certainly got a lot to do here, Wanderers. They're not in the game at all at the moment.
Yeah, he's nailed that one too, Butler, and it's score now 10 to the Beaches, Wanderers 0, and I guess the thing when Wanderers favours in these type of games is they have got a superior fitness of all clubs in this NHRU competition.
Yeah, this game certainly has been played certainly started at a very quick pace, but they've really got to get into the game. They haven't had an opportunity to get into the game yet. They haven't really strung any phases together. They've been playing a fair bit of counter-attack football, and when they have, then they're put on the boot. So here we see Butler again just play for position. He just keeps knocking that left foot back down deep. Simmons takes that nicely, has a look up, links with his man Billy Coffey.
Billy Coffey coming back now, taking the run. He gets around one. So effective in this counter is Billy Coffey as he gets the ball back there to the Opa. And he's taken maybe high there, but no, just knocked to the ground. Ball now to Kevill. Kevill comes in, look for that offload, but no, he takes the ball and it's ripped out by the Beaches side, and Sherwood cleans it up at the back as they come to about the halfway line now. The Wanderers side. Sherwood cuts one out. Poor pass really to Rowney. Rowney cleans up in a bit of pressure as VAR gets to his feet. Good clean out there by Wanderers as they take the ball forward there through Christensen.
This is a bit better. This is 5 or 6 phases now they're strung together. As again they ruck it up through the forwards. Ben Ham takes it straight down. Kevill calling for the ball here on the left. Yeah,
Kevill with the ball now. Short ball there. Put him in a bit of pressure there as they're spread out to the left.
Yeah, defensive line staying strong here for Beaches. They've been nice and quick too. They get the chance here to settle as Ham trucks it up again.
Yeah, he'll do that all day. Bit surprised they didn't start with Fletcher today, actually. He's a player set for this sort of semi-final football, Jimmy.
Yeah, mate, just coming back from a broken wrist, so that's the reason for him. So, and plus his wife had a baby during the week, so he's had a bit on his plate. But Wanderers, this is 9 or 10 phases now. This is the Wanderers of old. Well, not the Wanderers of old. This is the Wanderers we come to expect.
This is the robot version of the Wanderers, Jimmy.
Well, mate, predictable. Some may call it, others may say, oh, they're just hunting up offside there. Southern Beaches lucky to get away with that. NHRU, he's very skillful. You watch him get an offload through later. He makes that 5 or 10 good metres there. Wanderers just starting to get into the grind here.
Yeah, good run there by Tuala as Wanderers coming back now.
It's Ignacio, the big Argentinian. Hands on the ball a bit early. Luke Sherwood there. They're all over the shop here, Southern Beaches. Yeah, offside.
Yeah, well offside there, the Beaches. I think as Des Gilbert calls it correctly and probably going to look for the points maybe.
I think
through Sherwood.
I think you'll see that's the blueprint from Wanderers now. I don't think you'll see them kicking the ball much for the rest of this half while they're into this win. I think you'll see them just trying to wear away. That's a good kick.
And that's a good nudge there by Sherwood, getting them about 10 metres out with the attacking line out to be had. But the one thing, Jimmy, in this game, without Dylan Evans, they do miss a little bit in that line out through Tuala.
Yeah, Tuala's a very good line out throw, mate. Don't worry about that. The only reason he hasn't
he's knocked the ball cold. He had daylight in front of him, Tuala, and now Beach is on the counter as Lamb looks to counter from his own goal. He'll back himself all day. Good kick downfield as turns Simmons. It's a funny bounce as Simmons gets it on the tip of his fingers and Lamb covers him up just this side of the 40-metre line for Wanderers. Not releasing, maybe no. Des Gilbert says play on and juggled at the back there. As Wanderers attacking now.
You mentioned Andrew Tuala earlier, mate. He was the form player in the first half of the season. He was leading the Anderson medal. Super talented footballer. Then he did his calf and was out for about 5 weeks. And he just struggled to get his fitness and form back. I'd expect big figures of him today. He's one player that actually Todd Loudon said to me in confidence. Well, I'm going to tell the world now, even though he said to me in confidence, that he has the ability to play Super Rugby. So that's how highly he rates him. Yeah, and of course Todd Loudon going down to the Rebels next year. Was going to be your neighbour, Jimmy Gardner, but you might have scared him off, mate. Well, mate, it's a pretty tricky neighbourhood, mate. Garden Grove Parade, Amsterdam Heights, mate. He'll be there eventually. He's not going anywhere. He'll be back in a couple of years' time. Fails
to find touch there on that penalty as Coffey comes around and beats one again as he's done all game, taking the ball forward and all picked up and driven. And that's a penalty. And there's a bit of a scuffle going on. I don't think there was much in it, but guys getting a bit of aggression out early on.
Whenever you see legs flipped up, though, I guess it's always a dangerous position. But yeah, this warranted a penalty and nothing more. Handbags at 5 paces between the two packs, just making sure they're looking after their mate.
Yeah, 18 minutes gone in this game, of course, streaming live for Bar TV, the home of grassroots sports. And, of course, live on the Newcastle Herald, where you can catch Jimmy Garner writing on Monday, Thursday, and, of course, Saturday. I liked your article this morning, Jimmy.
Thanks, mate. All in between. Yeah, wrap up of both games. Obviously, today's game and the minor semi-final tomorrow between Hamilton and Merrill the Carlton. We'll be back for that as well, Gareth.
We certainly will. And Des Gilbert pulling his card out, and I don't know about that. That's a little bit harsh, and maybe the referees have got a little bit of a word from the referees boss to maybe penalise and punish these guys, but I don't know if that was needed.
Whenever you lift the legs, you always run the risk, don't you, of potentially that happening. But yeah, for mine, that didn't look to have a great deal in it. It was lifting tackle, but it certainly wasn't overly dangerous. But you pay the price, and it's the little things in these sort of games, these semi-final games, those little 1%ers, those little bits of discipline that can cost you heavily, because referees are under pressure as well in this, and they're not going to. We won't say that we like to see less of them in the ground in semi-finals, but a lot of the times the pressure's on them to make sure they get the call right. And at least I guess he's been assertive. The thing is, he's got to be consistent now.
That's right, as the scrum now set on the 40-metre line, where Beach is now defending. A man down, of course. They're a man down in this scrum as the ball comes out. And Simmons with a little jinking run there, passing it off to Mention. Blues players coming through. Good little ball there as Big Christensen ducks under one and rolls out of another. And Sherwood's controlling the game really well as well for the Wanderers as he wrapped up here. Ball at the back. Oh, maybe a little knock on there. Is all short ball and taken well by the Beaches.
By Big Willie Fraser. Came over the top of Luke Sherwood there. I think he got one back on him. I think it was Luke Sherwood that upended him early in the game. So one each, one of the big guy, one of the little guy. Kevel gets his hands on the ball, just rucks it up from the base. They're looking on the here on the left. Bill Coffey comes in for some work.
Yeah, good run there by Coffey, taking a bit of his...
Lanzini as well. Mark Sherwood calling for the ball. They look like they're going to have a bit of room here on the left, Wanderers.
Yeah, Simmons with the ball, getting it out to Mention, I think it is. I can't really see. There's a swarm of blue around him as the ball comes out. So Kevel inside ball there, and that's a good ball, but good defence again by the Beaches, stepping up to the task.
Yeah, they read that well. Matt Lanzisi, he's a really strong defender.
Oh, and that's probably going to be a high call, but no, Des Gilbert lets it go, and Wanderers, if they let the ball sing, they had numbers, but Beaches now
they're building set. Wanderers, they're building, they're getting momentum, they're sucking defenders in, they're just waiting for that hole to appeal, and then they'll hit.
Ball coming out now, Kevel standing and passing. Sherwood passing the ball. The ball's on the ground and kicked forward there by Marshall. Marshall's got plenty of toe, and he just gets bumped out of the way there by Sherwood and cleans him up from behind, and that's unlucky there again for the Beaches on the counter because Marshall has plenty of toe and Wanderers now set again.
Oh, they got numbers here too. Kevel through a hole.
Kevel, good little ball there to Simmons. Simmons down inside there to Barrett. And Barrett taken down a good tackle about 5 metres out.
You think they only have to get a quick release here? Oh, they're diving over here. This could be trouble for Beaches.
They've got numbers on both sides, the Wanderers, but Beaches really slowing that ball down. And
yeah, they run really well there, Beaches.
I think they've taken the ball from them.
The ball's just at the back. I can see it. He's still ferreting for it, Luke Sherwood. He's digging there. He's got the ball. It comes out now to Groff. Groff with a little one-hander.
Oh, met well there by Vartalever, and he's taken the ball off him, stripped the ball, and now Beaches have got numbers, and that's a good dummy there. With Delore on the outside. Delore's got plenty of pace. Will he have the pace to get past Rowney? Yes, he does. Gets the ball on the inside. Ossel with the ball now. Ossel backing up. And the big breakaway. Glenn Stone's going to make it all the way. Good counter-attack by Beaches from their own line. And they've gone the length of the field through Glenn Stone to score a try. And that's against the rub of the wood. And that's a good try there for Beaches.
Oh, you thought for all money Wanderers were going to be the ones that scored there. The first 10 minutes, probably the bounce of the ball didn't go Beaches' way, but it certainly did then. And once Andy Delore got down that left touchline, I thought he might have the pace to get there, but he didn't. It was great work from Dylan Rowney, but they stayed composed, Beaches. They supported in numbers. It wasn't just the other winger that came across. Actually, it was Tyler Austell, the outside centre, who got there first. He found Glenn Stone, and hasn't he been a marvel this year? He's been fantastic. And the big, long, striding breakaway just had open air in front of him. Once he got away, it was a fantastic effort, a fantastic try, 95 metres, and it all started with a steal from Vartalever and probably a careless carry from Ignacio Ballatini, the Argentinian from Wanderers.
Yeah, and good running there by Delore and getting the ball in field, and that's a good pick-up by Ossel who just pops it over to big Glenn Stone, who doesn't even look like getting caught the big breakaway. The big number 6, and Beaches here now 15, Wanderers nil, and this is a little bit surprising, Jimmy Gardner. Kick to come.
Well, yeah, 10-0 at this point, about to be 12-0. Yeah, certainly not what Wanderers would have hoped for. As we said, we thought they were going to score there for all money, but yeah, great rip from Bartolomeva. And then once they had those numbers on the outside, it just became a sprint race. And to be fair, Beaches had 3 blokes in the race and Wanderers had 1. It was only going to be 1 result.
And he's made sure of that kick, and now Southern Beaches are 17, Wanderers nil. And the crowd is absolutely silent here at number 2 Sports Ground. Of course, we are here today for the Premier 1 major semi-final, the winner to go through to the grand final, and the loser gets another shot next week. But, geez, the Wanderers players are taking their time to get back. Again, they look a little stunned.
Yeah, and rightly so. I mean, they were lining up in the queue basically to score that try. Then, a minute later, they're back behind their own in goal and 7 points to the worst. So they need to hit back here. This will be a test of their mental strength as much as anything else.
Yeah, good take there by the Beaches second row as they come around him. Ball back there to Vartaleva as he takes the ball forward, bumps one off. Good run there by Vartaleva. As big Willie So from the back here. He's got daylight in front of him, big Willie So, as he takes the ball in. So hard to put down. The ball at the back. Delore, Lamb now. Delore's on the outside. He's got space. He's got one to beat as he comes in, and Simmons makes sure of it. He's still standing and passes the ball to his brother. And Delore drops the ball, and that's good enterprising play, though. He's come from the opposite end of the field to get that. And now Billy Coffey on the counter-attack here. As Billy Coffey takes it forward, doesn't break the tackle. Vartaleva cleans
real
it up
danger signs
nicely.
here for Wanderers, real danger signs. But they hit back through the middle. They just need to settle into this. They keep getting stretched, and once they get stretched, the Southern Beaches are very hard to stop, particularly when you consider they're a man down at the moment.
Yeah, that's right. They are a man down. That's good hands there. And coming across there, good hit as he keeps on his feet and tries to clear that ball out, but no. Oh, good little run there by Sherwood. Dummies had Kevil on the outside. Probably could have given it to him. As the Beaches players now getting around, Wanderers a little bit stand still. Simmons now with the ball, passing it around. Barrett with the ball, tries to step, got one on the inside there, and ball's loose, and Simmons has the ball. He juggles it, and Lamb cleans it up there. And it's play on, and Lamb boots it downfield, getting the Beaches out of trouble again. Not much chase on it by Beaches. And Billy Coffey
again,
comes
Wanderers thought they were in
plenty
for
of
all money.
time.
Their probably better option would have been to go to the ground there rather than throw that miracle pass. They've got to remember they've got a player up here, so eventually the holes are going to hum. They don't have to score first phase every time. But he's isolated here, Billy Coffey.
Very isolated. Not just letting the ball go, creeping over it, crowding over it as Wanderers players now get around it. Barrett at the back there.
Oh, look at that.
But Des Gilbert has called a knock on, I believe.
Yeah, 26 minutes gone on the LW Wanderers' feet. Look at them. Everyone's got their hands on their hips. They're all sucking him in. This game has been at a frenetic pace. It has to slow down. Eventually, we'll have a heart attack if it doesn't.
I tell you what, those 4 Red Bulls before these games leading me to that, Jimmy. And as it now, I believe it's a bit of time off here. Something happening on. Des Gilbert not happy, just waiting for a new footy to come on the field. As the Wanderers will have the ball. Butler down in back play here, just having a bit of a breather. I mean, as you said, it's been absolutely breakneck speed here at number 2.
We've got a change here too already for Wanderers. Looks like Denny Murch has come on. Dylan Rowney, no good. That knee of his, he was playing up early, and he's gone straight to the sideline. Also, we've got looks like Michael Delore. Actually, it's Andrew Delore receiving some attention on a calf cramp. So yeah, I think this the frenetic start to this. I mean, you look at the size of the Beaches pack, you think it might take a heavier toll on them. But they're 17 points up at the moment. They won't care how fast this game is. Whatever it's going at this pace, they're the front runners.
Yeah, as you said, Delore back to his feet now. Butler back to his feet, and change there for the Wanderers. Side as Rowney comes off. And Mention still come good from that little stinger he might have had,
been a stinger, yeah, because he certainly comes good. He's wrapping his hands together there as though he's about to get this one and truck it up.
Yeah, set play probably on here by the Wanderers. Probably Ham to take it from the back as they come through. Good scrum here by the Wanderers as they drive forward. Little move and makes a break.
Hands on the ball and he's straight through. He slides through. He's got one to beat. He needs some support, Wanderers. They need to.
He's ripped the ball out again. Good rip there by the Beaches.
Yeah, it was Andrew Delore. Did fabulously well.
Oh, knocked down there by Simmons, and that could be a penalty there. But no, he's just called a knock on as he was going for the intercept, Simmons. And yeah, immediate impact there, Jimmy.
Yeah, he's a good player, Danny Murch. He's an English guy that he came out last year and played at Barraba, and he and young Cal Groff both come to the club through a former South African, remember, Gideon Hurchins, who played in the Wanderers grand final side from 2005. He had some time at Barraba, and there's some connections with the Wanderers, with the Towers family out there, and they wanted to test themselves in a bigger competition. They've come here and they've both been fantastic. This is a massive scrum for both sides here, but I'd look to see Wanderers might assert some pressure here. They absorbed some early stuff, but can they be the ones that attack on Beach's ball? Look for some power to come through Colin Hovell.
Yeah, full complement now for the Beaches side as we reach the 29th minute. Des Gilbert not happy with that scrum there. The engagement, a little bit of a wrestle, maybe an early engagement. Beaches guys a little bit too eager there.
Yeah, interesting. Of course, Southern Beaches looks like the hooker's still in the bin. So Willie Fraser goes to hooker, and Matt Lanzini, who's played a lot of props, come on at Loosehead. He started the game in the second row. So they're a man down here, Southern Beaches. I expect Wanderers to really attack this scrum. Look for Ben Christian to lead in nice and hard, and Colin Hovell to come through the middle. I think there'll be some force exerted in this one.
Yeah, big Willie Fraser, probably one of the biggest hookers I've ever seen. As VAR takes it from the back, that's a good run there by VAR Search. He's got no players coming around. They've stolen the ball. No, they haven't. Beaches with the ball. Butler. Oh, kicks into it, and the Beaches now on the Wanderers on the attack.
Andrew Tuala, he's away.
Tuala's away, and this is going to be a good try here for Wanderers. Coming back now. Good.
Yeah, they
try
needed
to
it,
the
didn't
hooker.
they? Yeah, they needed it. Well, it looks like he might be having a word to his touch judge here. Yeah, I think Rob
may have been offside.
No, I think there might be a question of a knock on, but he's nodding his head, so it looks like there might be something going on here. They might be pulling this one back.
And yes, Des Gilbert hasn't awarded a try, and they're going to come all the way back, perhaps for a knock on or maybe an accidental offside. And Rob Delbo.
We'll have a look at that one. But certainly that would have been exactly what Wanderers needed. They put some good pressure there on the kick, but alas, it looks like as we have a look at it here now, they're a bit sort of flat, Southern Beaches, a bit unorganised. Yeah, but Andrew Tuala, he came through, but I think he might have been accidentally offside, or there might have been a slight little knock on in the lead up from the actual charge down itself. Certainly something that Rob Delbo's found that Des Gilbert missed. He's pulled it back, just there. Maybe it's a knock, and I'm not 100% convinced. I don't think they are either, but whatever the case is, it's a scrum now, and it'll be Southern Beaches' feet again, and we'll look to see Wanderers again try and put some weight on here.
Yes, they are a man down still, and big Willie Fraser packing into that hooker position. I've never seen Willie in a hooker. There's a ball fed. Butler with the ball now. Kick downfield. That's a good searching kick by Butler. His kicks have been spot on today as Delore comes down. Beaches haven't got a very good line in defence here as they all come through now. And that's a kick by Billy Coffey. I have never seen him kick in 5 years of rugby that I've been watching Billy Coffey.
His first option certainly is to run normally, but I think that's probably a sign of how physical this game is in terms of physicality, in terms of how much energy they've spent.
Good defence there as Wanderers kick the ball through. And Delore cleans up. That's a good kick down the back there. And Marshall coming through. He's quick, Marshall. And Simmons takes it on the inside, but cleaned up well by Marshall as he flicks it out the back. And that's going to be a knock on there against the Wanderers team, putting themselves under all sorts of pressure.
Yeah, not what you like. Certainly not what the coach would want to be. He'd be pulling his hair out at the moment. They're just making some silly. They're just forcing things. They're playing. I think the Hamilton coach said today he accused his team of playing like millionaires as well. Today, Wanderers are playing like Nathan Tinkler 2-3 years ago when he was spending $300 and $400 million on horses and football teams and everything else. Mate, they need to
and elections.
And elections, of course. They need to just tuck the ball under the arm, play a bit more percentages, Wanderers. They're playing into the win, for goodness sakes. They can't be playing this razzle-dazzle stuff. I know they like to back themselves, but this is ridiculous. Yeah,
that's right. They really need to play these percentage plays, and all sorts of pressure now as the scrum packing on the 20-metre line. Just in front. Score is 17. Southern Beaches. Wanderers 0. Massive surprise, a massive shock to this home crowd here. As the ball comes out now, Butler with it to Delore. Delore behind, and that's a good ball to Marshall as Marshall breaks the line. About 15 metres out now, the Beaches side got numbers both sides as Vartalever takes it up and takes it into good contact again. He's been everywhere as always. Ball out now to Butler. Butler takes a dummy. Oh, he doesn't have the man on the inside. Thought he was there, but he wasn't.
Yeah, just needed someone on his hip there, and it would have been another 5-point, and that might have been the death knell for Wanderers, but they get out of it. They got numbers on the left here, but they ruck it out first. Isolated.
Oh, isolated. Hasn't let
they're
go of the
living
ball
dangerously
there.
here, the two Blues. Mark Sherwood looked like he set for a kick, but he had no one there to distribute the ball to him. I think they'll be going the easy option. Willie So, a little slap on the back there, but Sherwood finds
Sherwood
some territory.
hasn't found touch, I don't believe, as Delore takes the ball infield, beats the...
Yeah, not the best chase there either.
Yeah,
Danny
terrible
Mitch came
chase
up, but
there.
Merch came
And
up, but he
Lamb
had
with
no
the
one
ball
him.
now. They've got numbers here. The Beaches side, and good ball to Ossel. Oh, he's get knocked out just before the try line there.
Yeah, great
And that's
work
a good
by
tackle,
Luke
and
Sherwood. He came across
exploded over the sideline.
and made a fantastic ball and all tackle. And KG Lamb didn't like it. He got up. I don't know what he was arguing about. It was nothing but a great tackle. But again, the pressure's right on here, right on Wanderers. They can't break here if they want to stay in this one. I'm very surprised that the referee might not have had a word to say there to KG Lamb, just to keep a lid on things, mate. They're on the top here. No need to go silly. But this is a very, very important line out, this one. Glenn Stone will get up at number 2 for Southern Beaches.
Oh, and that's a good win there by
Yeah, great throw
Ham.
from Andrew Tuala. Pressure throw.
Good win by Ham. The Anderson medal winners. Wanderers take the ball forward in a maul, and they choose to pass it, rucking the ball out, getting themselves a bit of space here. Beaches are set well in defence again. Ball comes back to Sherwood. Sherwood doesn't find touch again.
Yeah,
and
he
to be
shanked
honest,
that
that's a terrible kick. And Delore comes in field. He's got
numbers on
Lamb,
the right here.
and they got numbers, and they'll use Marshall. And Lamb takes it in. He's made a break. Lamb's going to score here. He steps inside, and that's an easy as you'll get try to Southern Beaches.
Yeah, the chase wasn't good there. It was a poor kick, and it was even poor chase. When you have two poor things in a row, it normally sets up the opposition. And KG Lamb, he's an excitement machine. He was getting all bully down there in the corner, but he let his actions do the talking this time. He stepped off that right foot, and the cover just wasn't up in a line. And once he had him in 6s and 7s, there was no stopping him. He stepped off the right again,
Yeah.
and then he was over. It was easy as day. It just opened up. Wanderers in enormous trouble here. You can forget what happened in the regular season. They're cooked at the moment.
They are absolutely cooked as we go to the replay. Delore cleans the ball up well, passing it to Lamb, and Lamb just sums everything up, sees a gaping hole, runs through it, and steps to fullback. And easy as you like there for Lamb.
Yeah, it was Luke Simmons was the first tackle he missed. I'm not sure whether he lost his footing, but he certainly just stepped off the right. And once they'd broken that line, there was just no cover coming. It was very ordinary from Wanderers. Their heads are down at the moment. They're in enormous trouble. It looks like Cal McDonald's coming on. And Mark Sherwood may be the one, or Luke Simmons may be the one to make way. It looks like Mark Sherwood.
For mine, I don't think that's... I mean, Sherwood's probably been one of their better players out there, I think, Jimmy. Under a lot of pressure, the forward's not going forward. I think this is a bit of a hasty change here for Wanderers, as halftime can't come soon enough for this team.
Yeah, they certainly need to get their A game back on. Yeah, Mark Sherwood walks to the sideline. He certainly doesn't look to be limping by any stretch, so not happy with the way things are going.
Yeah, he looks pretty
Todd
dirty.
Loudon, so he's a coach that if he doesn't like the way things are going, he's not afraid to pull punches. So a replacement 5 minutes before half-time, you don't see that very often, but it's a
Ooh, and Willie
sign
So
of how
drops
much
the
trouble
ball.
two Blues are in.
Off the halfway, kicked forward, and Simmons cleans it up and comes around and probably taken out, yes, but they'll go to the knock-on originally by Willie So off that kickoff. And Cal McDonald, by the looks of things, has probably gone to fullback and mentioned
No, it'll be Luke Simmons go to 5'8".
Simmons 5'8", and mentioned inside centre. Big reshuffle here for the two Blues.
Yeah, they're just playing a little bit sideways, so maybe this is a sign he wants to play a bit more direct. Whatever the case, he's not happy with it, Todd Loudon.
Yeah, Cal McDonald playing a pretty physical game in reserve grade before, so the early change is a massive surprise for me anyway. But Loudon obviously knows what he's doing. Loud and clear as the ball comes in. Sherwood at the back. Messy ball there, Simmons with it. Long cutout ball to Coffey. Coffey's got plenty of space. He's got McDonald on the outside. Draws them past, but he's brought down in a great covering tackle. And that's a knock on there by Wanderers, and they've lost the ball and lost the chance and lost the opportunity to score a try and put some points on the board. And that's a great tackle there by
Andrew Delore. It was fantastic. He got back. He's the one that's been causing them plenty of troubles in the attacking front. But this time he showed great urgency to get back and make a try-saving tackle. And it looks like Cal McDonald may have twisted his ankle in that as well. So, again, great desperation from Southern Beaches. Wanderers could have scored 3 or 4 tries in this half, but they're still on naught. And it's Southern Beaches who are the ones that are leading 24-0 with 38 minutes gone. This is a turn-up.
Yeah, great desperation defence there by Southern Beaches. Andrew Delore showing all the pace that he has. And Cal McDonald just limping back now. You want to hope he hasn't got an injury, but he'll probably walk that one out. Just looked like a little twist in the tackle. It's a bit of a pressure scrum here for Southern Beaches, though, as they have the full complement back. Set now on their own 5 metre line. And Wanderers come through on the scrum, but Vartalever picks it up from the back as easy as you like. That's his bread and butter there, but looks like he may have turned the ball over.
Certainly had hands in there, Wanderers.
As the ball comes to the back, Wanderers counter ruck. They've got numbers to the left if they do get the ball, but Des Gilbert has blown his whistle, which is a little bit unlucky for the two Blues.
Yeah, it was a little premature, that one, but anyway. Beaches, you can't knock them. They're doing anything right so far in this half. The opportunities they've had, they've made the most of. When they've been called upon to produce some desperate try-saving tackles, they have as well. So they deserve their lead, and it certainly doesn't look like it's going to be taken back anytime soon. But again, another big scrum here, as you mentioned. Hayden Gavin back on, full complement now. Be interesting to see where Wanderers trying to attack this one. Maybe just try and put a bit of pressure on the kicker.
Yeah, we got a big scrum here. I'd imagine Vartalever will take it off the back. Safety first football here, probably by Beaches with less than a minute to go. And this is a good scrum by Wanderers. They drive it forward, but Var takes it. He puts a pressure pass onto Delore. No, Butler as he takes it forward.
Yeah, Kebble's up high. Oh, just missed out on getting a steal there. Bit unlucky.
Lamb with the ball and kicks it forward, and that's a big high kick. It's going to probably bounce, and that's a good take on the backward step there. And little chip over the top there as the Beaches come through and drops the ball through Eopo, and that'll be half time maybe. No, he's called the knock on there.
Knock on there, yeah. So Wanderers get one chance to attack here from a good platform. Just conferring with his touch judge there, but I thought he did initially call the knock on. Looks like Danny Murch has injured himself.
Yeah, Danny Murch is down now.
So one opportunity here for Wanderers. They've got to get something out of this, you'd think. Go to half-time, at least with their tails up with a try. Whether it's a line-out or a scrum, I think you'll see Luke mentioned he normally hits it up nice and direct from first phase, and they'll try and do something second and third phase. But they need to string some phases together, Wanderers. They just haven't had their hands on the ball long enough. Yeah,
they had that one passage of play for about 10 minutes where they absolutely dominated this game. But other than that, it's just been all Beaches this half. And Beaches, to their credit, have been playing really good attacking, enterprising rugby, Jimmy.
Yeah, and the support play has been fantastic. So they just carried on from where they left off last week. They were everything they touched turned to gold last week, and it's pretty much been the same script this time around. So yeah, it looks like we're going to have a scrum here. So again, Beaches will just need to hang on here. They just need to make sure they can keep their line intact. One more series of phases, and they'll go to the half with a massive advantage.
Yeah, I think their go-to play for the Wanderers here is mentioned coming around on that little arc as he did before. Murch actually did before, but I think Mention's going to set up for this play as Murch has gone to the wing. Good ball at the back there. Simmons with it, and yes.
Murch again.
Murch with the ball, makes another break. He had numbers on the outside if he could have found that. That's a good steal there by Andy Delore. And the Beaches kick the ball forward, and Marshall comes through on it. And the ball travels over the sideline on the far edge.
He's like a magnet to the ball at the moment.
Oh, did it? Oh, sorry. Okay, sorry.
He's ripping the ball out of the tackle contest. He's chasing kicks through. He's doing everything.
As we're into injury time now at number 2 Sports Ground for the major semi-final. Southern Beaches at the moment at 24, Wanderers 0.
Stay.
And Wanderers easily win that ball through Kevill, and Simmons with the ball now, passes it flat. Another flat ball as well to Christensen, is driven back there by the Beaches defence. Sherwood at the back and dances around. Simmons with the ball, looks to go wide and does through Barrett. Barrett inside ball to McDonald. McDonald calls him inside, and no, he doesn't use the option, takes the ball in himself.
Play on.
Still a better option going to ground. They've still got numbers here, Wanderers, so much better than throwing those miracle balls.
Good run there by the Argentinian, and sniping there by Sherwood. Sherwood slammed to the ground there by the Beaches defence. As Christensen takes the ball forward, that's Ben Marcus Christensen. I stand corrected.
This building here again, Wanderers all back.
Yeah, a little short ball there to mention. One to beat, and he is taken down by Delore, and that's good desperation defence. He hasn't rolled away. Des Gilbert right there on the spot, and I think Beaches have won this ball back, and a good counter ruck there. Maybe should have been a penalty to Wanderers, but no, Butler takes it from the back and kicks it over the sideline. Does he? No. Finds Coffey on the wing. Coffey goes himself.
No support, he's on his
good little palm there. He might make something of nothing here, Coffey, but no, it's an intercept almost by the Beaches side. As McDonald with the ball, throws it inside now to Danny Mensch. He's looked dangerous every time he's had the ball. Is Mensch. He's met by Vartalieva, who doesn't let many through him.
I think he might have another steal here.
And he has. Beaches, and that'll be a penalty, and Wanderers may take the points for the just to get some points on the board.
I don't see the difference between that passion play where the ball went to ground and they were all over to the one on their own line. I know I may have once played for Wanderers. For mine, they would do exactly the same thing.
Yeah. Your eyes aren't blue, Jimmy. But I do agree, a little bit inconsistent there by Des Gilbert. Unlucky before by the Wanderers. Maybe that was just a big advantage.
Rather than take the 3 points, they feel like they can get something more out of this Wanderers. They're going to take a scrum.
Yeah, we're about 5 minutes into injury time now. As the scrum getting packed and Wanderers bringing Billy Coffey into the back line here.
The last 2 times they've gone to Dan Merchant, it's worked a treat. Be shooting to see where they do the same option here.
I think we'll probably look at a play Billy Coffey. Billy Coffey through the middle, probably under the sticks and setting them up for 7 points leading into this second half.
They certainly
Jimmy.
need something out of this. These last 10 minutes, they've really been dominant. It's a bit more of I guess, what most people came here expecting. But they need to get something out of it.
With Simmons with the ball now. Wide ball to Coffey, and Coffey taken well there by Tyler Austell and brought to the ground. Not the set play they wanted to probably work with. Body's not in motion well, and that's maybe a little forward pass there, but no, not called as Ignacio takes the ball in, and that's stolen again by the Beaches, and Wanderers just can't hang onto the ball as Austell makes good ground there, and Beaches probably looking to set the platform and maybe get the ball out into touch and just get this half over as the ball comes to the back, and that's a penalty to Beaches, and that's a quick tap taken by Butler. Probably didn't need to do it. They're well in front. It's 24-0 here to Beaches, and looks like he may have turned the ball over. And that's another penalty, not getting back the 10. As Beaches will probably now look to slow the ball down. Good little option there by Butler, catching everyone off guard.
Yeah, they're just hanging on here now. They'll put this out the touch. I think you'll find it'll be very close to half-time. Another interesting call there, that one. Again, looked like I thought it was a Southern Beaches player who had his right to place the ball. But
he's going to go for goal.
He got a penalty from it. Good luck to him. Yeah, interesting one, 55 metres. The wind is strong, but I'm not sure it's that strong.
I mean, going for goal puts a lot of pressure on them because, they've got to make a dead ball situation out of this because Wanderers are pretty good on the counter-attack, especially with Cal McDonald out there, who links really well with Billy Coffey. And, of course, Simmons as well, probably one of the most dangerous broken field runners in the competition.
But he's backing himself. They defended well, their Southern Beaches. They had every right to concede a try in those last 5 minutes. Wanderers had all the play. They had all the momentum. They were on the front foot, but they hung on. Good desperation, a couple of good steals. And now they have an opportunity to take this to 27-0 at half-time. Who would have thought?
Yeah, and stick with us at half-time. We'll have a chat to the injured Wanderers front rower, Dylan Evans, as he sits behind us on his crutches. I feel a bit sorry for him. This game has gone well into injury time. It's 46 minutes in. As Butler lines it up, looks to kick it, doesn't get it near enough distance on it, and Wanderers will now look to counter. Cal McDonald with the ball, dances around one and taken well there into contact by the Beaches side. And Billy Coffey spins out of the other, picks it up well from the back there. Ball the back for Sherwood, taking it ball forward now. Ham,
Play on.
ball out now.
Now they've got some numbers here, but they're all big
Christensen
forwards.
takes it
Wanderers. He
forward.
does well there, Ben Christian. Trucks it up, puts a dent in the line. Now it's 2-on-3 in favour of Beaches. Simmons tests his arm
Simmons
again.
now. Oh,
He
lucky.
needs a release here. He's
Butler,
in trouble.
still
He's
holding on
isolated.
the ball. He's held on the ball there.
Yeah,
The
Cal
ball
Groff
comes
got
out to
there
the back.
eventually.
Ball out to the back. As Christensen with the ball again. Christensen ducks under one and met well by the Beaches defence there. That's a rib rattler, that one. Ball spread wide now to Kevill, who passes the ball on. Could have been forward, but Des Gilbert says no, and they play on.
Anthony Barrett, good run, good surging run. Former skipper leading by the front. Here comes Cal McDonald.
Cal
He's
McDonald
looked good
puts
since
a
he's
little
come
kick
on.
through. Maybe the wrong option. Probably should have held the ball there. And the ball goes out.
And that's half time.
And that should be half-time here. And it is.
Half time.
What a cracking first half of rugby with the score. Southern Beaches 24, Wanderers 0. We're live here today for Bar TV in the Greater NHRU Premier 1 major semi-final. As I said, the score, Southern Beaches 24, Wanderers 0.
Talk to me.
Live on the Herald, live for Bar TV, the home of grassroots sports. And with me right now is Dylan Evans. Dylan, this isn't the way things were expected to go, is it?
No, mate. I expected to be a bit closer than this, but we're just, a few things letting us down. Bit of execution and ball security, probably the two major things. So,
Yeah, Tuala probably the guy that came in for you. He's been the most damaging in the two Blues forward pack. How do you see the second half going? What do you think Todd Loudon's saying to the guys at the moment?
Probably start to follow the game plan a bit more. I know during the week I sat in a few meetings, and this isn't the way we set out to play. So I think he'll just be going back over the game plan, and I'd say they'll get a pretty good rev up as well.
Okay, that's good.
I mean, a credit to Beaches. Beaches last week absolutely blew Hamilton off the park. Was that kind of discussed at training this week? Is that in the back of these guys' minds, do you think?
Yeah, look, I think Hamilton last week had much a similar game as what we're playing at the moment, just ball handling errors and gifting Beaches sort of the ball. And Beaches are a great team and capitalising on that loose ball and scoring some good defensive tries, and that's what they've done here today.
Yeah, Todd Loudon going off to the Rebels next year. Dylan, any chance you might be heading down with the big man?
No way, mate. We've got to get this ankle right.
Too cold down in Melbourne in winter anyway for a red-headed monster like you.
Oh, I'd rather the cold. If they're looking for a prop, I'd be keen.
There you go, Dylan Evans putting himself out there. Now, Southern Beaches, I want to talk to you about this. Wanderers have the team split here, and Southern Beaches then huddled in a team. What's the go behind that, Dylan?
Well, what happens is the forwards and the back split up, and they go over the individual things they need to go over. I mean, it's two different parts of the game. So, and then as they come back together at the end of the talk, and as a team, go over some team things.
Yeah, as they come in, as you predicted there, Dylan. Very well done. Good to see you've been listening through the year. I mean, I have played, obviously, rugby with you, and we did hug each other a lot of the times for that year, and it's probably taught you everything you know, Dylan. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, you're probably a mentor back then. I'd have to credit a lot to you.
Yeah, don't go into too much of that credit, Dylan. But credit where credit's due. How do you see, the Wanderers coming back into this match, mate?
Well, hopefully they can just knuckle in deep and just grind away. I know the boys are pretty fit, so I'm hoping that might play to our advantage. But I mean, Southern Beaches are looking the goods at the moment, so I guess we'll just see.
Yeah, getting back to your ankle problem. I mean, is there any chance of your big grand final there? Thereabouts?
No, I don't think so. I mean, it's taken me 5 weeks to get back, and I went over on it again, and I felt everything tear again pretty much. So yeah, not good.
So any operations in?
I get an MRI on Monday morning, so I'm hoping not. I'm hoping I've just done the same thing again, and it'll just be another 6 weeks of rehab. But yeah, we'll see.
Do you think you may blow out to the size of the big willies out there?
Oh, mate, hopefully not. I think I'll be watching what I eat big time over the next couple of weeks.
So no Maccas after King Street at midnight, mate?
Oh, there might be a few of those nights, but no, hopefully not too much.
As referee Des Gilbert comes back, blows time back on, we thank you very much for giving up your time, Dylan. You might have been happier out there giving your input to this two Blues pack and telling them to hold the ball. So what are your predictions in the second half before you go? Oh,
look, I think our boys will give them a good. They'll fight. We've been in this position before during the year, and I mean, there's nothing to really lose at the moment. We're the underdog now, so they've just got to leave it all out in the field.
Yes, it is. 24 Southern Beaches, Wanderers 0. Thanks very much for Dylan Evans coming to us at half-time as Jimmy Gardner comes back from his little toilet break. The incontinence is getting him. We are here live today for Bar TV and, of course, live on the Newcastle Herald as the team's taking their time and getting in the huddle, and there's hands involved and there's packs being made and everyone looks pumped, and the Wanderers guys are probably going to look to come out firing in this second half, Jimmy.
Yeah, absolutely. This will be a big test of their character as much as anything else, won't it? Dylan said they've been in this position before, but I don't think they've ever been 24-0 down. They certainly are. The last time they played Southern Beaches, they were down 10-7. And they came home to win 32-18. So they had to have a history of coming home strong that last 20 minutes. But it'll be interesting to see what approach they take, how much they use this wind, whether or not they they grind away, or they try to play razzle-dazzle to start with. If they start chasing the game, I think that's the worst thing they could possibly do. I think they need to pretend as though this is 0-all and go about it that way rather than thinking they've got to make up 24 points.
I think the best thing they can get from the first half is the way Butler controlled the game with his kicks and just getting the ball down into the opposition half. There is a big wind behind them and just putting pressure that way. I think that's the best way they're going to get back into this game, Jimmy.
Either way, I think it's, Captain Obvious suggests that they've got to score first.
Captain Obvious being Dylan Evans, the big, rugged, red-headed prop from Wanderers. As Des Gilbert calls time on kick-off now, and that's a low kick there to Willie Fraser. He takes the ball, and that's a high shot there. And Des Gilbert misses that one.
Nah, nothing in that. It's football, mate. It's not touch football. Bartell, he's been enormous in the first half. Him and Andrew Delore, and as you mentioned, Mark Butler and KG Lamb have been the standouts for mine. Wanderers need to lift here.
Yeah, and good defence there first off by the Wanderers. Beach is not going anywhere, and they come through now for Gavin. Gavin takes the ball. He's held up there by the Wanderers as he turns and gets the ball back.
He hasn't mucked around, Todd Loudon. He's made 3 changes to the side at half-time. Looks like Harlow, the reserve halfback's gone on for Luke Sherwood. Not sure whether Luke Sherwood's injured, but he's the Australian Defence Force halfback, so he's certainly got a bit of game about him. And looks like James Wivel also, the back rower's gone on, possibly for Cal Groves. So, again, not afraid to make changes, but no, Luke Sherwood's still out there as well, so I'll have to do some count on numbers here. Maybe it's Cal McDonald's still out there. I'll come back to you on that one, but yeah, certainly a couple of changes for Wanderers.
Big Willie So taken down nicely there by the Wanderers. They haven't made much ground here. The Beaches, Delore coming through there. Tuala coming through, and he's pushed and shoved a little bit. And there's a little bit going on in back play here. Nothing much, and Tuala just losing his cool a little bit here as Big Willie So steps in to break them up. I wouldn't like to mess with either of those guys, Jimmy.
No, and that's probably not what Wanderers need. They can't afford ill discipline. While they've got the wind at their back, they want to have as much of the football as they can.
Yeah, definitely, Jimmy, is one of the crowd just points out then that you are dressed nicely in your 2 Blues outfit today.
Mate, it's, whatever was on, mate. It's just a long sleeve T-shirt. It's getting a bit fresh up here in the stands. So we'll just might get a better indication here of how the changes Wanderers are made at half time, the way they stand from this line out. It looks like Luke Sherwood has gone to inside centre. Rob Harlow's playing halfback. So Anthony Barrett looks like he's gone to the sideline. Luke Mention's still out there. So certainly some reshuffling there from the Wanderers at half time.
Yeah, as the Beaches take them all in, ball at the back, they're going to have to pop it up, and they do. Butler with the ball, makes a little break, little ball on the toe, and he hasn't called it back there. Maybe taken out, and good kick over the top of Lamb. That's a great kick. Touch. And he's found touch about 5 metres out there.
It's taken Harlow 45 minutes, but that's certainly the best kick that Wanderers have put in. Interesting to see Harlow, as soon as he stuck his head up, he noticed the Beaches back through were up in the line, so he's tucked it in behind him. I think that'll be a sign of things to come.
Yeah, definitely using that breeze pretty well there, Harlow. And as you said, he is the Australian Defence Force halfback. And Sherwood out in the centres. They won't miss anything in defence, as you mentioned before. He is a really good defender. So probably shoring that up in the middle there.
Mate, I've got my head around it now. It looks like Danny Murch, who came on as a replacement, has gone back off. Cal McDonald's gone to the wing. Luke Sherwood actually playing 5'8". Luke Mention at inside centre. Anthony Barrett outside centre. So, one of the replacements that came on in the first half has gone off, and Cal McDonald shifts to the ring. So, again, a little bit of pressure there from Wanderers. They're going to line out now. Great opportunity to launch their first attack.
As Delore takes the ball out, and probably looking to kick there, Delore, but this wind has picked up even more so in the second half. And this is a scrum just over the 5 metre line here for the Wanderers side. As the second rowers bind in for Wanderers. And now we have the Beaches second rowers for the first scrum of the second half. It is a Beaches scrum though. Little knock on in the line out. As the packs come together, VAR takes it off the back again. Good little run, passes it on the inside to Delore, and Delore gets it to about the 15 metre line. Ball spread out there. Austell brings it back to his forward pack.
He's got some
chance
space
on the
here.
outside. He's got a bit of a chance here. Austell, he's got a little kick downfield, and Delore has plenty of pace that we've seen in the first half, but Simmons is there to clean up, slips, loses his footing. He's caught there by Delore, and Delore's on his feet. But the Wanderers consolidate that one.
They get there in numbers.
As they come through the Beaches pack, but good support by Wanderers as they have the ball just over the 20 metre line, probably about 30 out. Ball pass there and taken in there. And
Barrett,
good tackle
run,
there.
Good tackle. Lanzini again. He's been enormous.
Ball punched down the field, and that's a good searching kick there, but Lamb equal to the task, lets it bounce, got plenty of time. May look to kick, may look to run. He runs it more often than not, but no, he kicks it forward, and plenty of Wanderers guys there to clean that one up. But that's a good chase coming through, and that's a good kick there by Simmons, finding the line just over the 20-metre line. That's good, smart football, James.
Already, I think I think the message has been nice and clear at half-time. Wanderers are going to look to play a little bit of a field position here before they start looking to use their backs.
Yeah, the biggest thing is, can the Beaches soak up the pressure that's going to come from these kicks? I mean, we saw the desperation in defence in the first half, but, I mean, it's going to keep coming at them, and it'll be a true testament to their character.
Well, they got 24 points in the bank, haven't they? So that's pretty good credit. So, all the signs are in the first half, and they certainly can. There's no doubts about that. It'll be interesting to see how quickly the big forward pack of theirs tire.
Yeah, good throw there as the ball comes down, and they just keep their feet and keep the ruck going forward the maul. Good ball there from Butler to Fraser. Fraser gets on the outside of his man, bumps one off and takes the ball to ground. And it looks like they're scurrying for the ball. It's a bit messy at the back there for Delore. And Delore puts a little chip over the top, but doesn't get it. That's a pretty poor option. Probably wanting to get the ball out.
Yeah, great
the
work
ball
by the big
out to
Argentinian.
McDonald.
They've got numbers here now, Wanderers. Cal McDonald comes back the inside, just goes to ground. Yeah, Ignacio Ballatini, great little basketball skills there. Fingertipped the ball, took it out of the hands of Marty Delore, and this is a chance for Wanderers to hit back.
Yeah, McDonald takes it back to his forwards and
up very quick
good
there.
little step on the inside there, making a little bit of metres up the field. Sher with the ball, long ball out. Good quick hands there by Simmons. Coffey's gone to the outside. Coffey's got a bit of pace, but no, he's pulled up short there.
Yeah, he did well there, Dan Stone. Looks like he was beat. He just got a hand to him, grabbed him on the back of
Oh,
the jumper.
and that
Willie
may
Sower
be a little
swinging
bit
hard
high.
there. He's caught
I
that.
don't know if it was. Des Gilbert. He's playing the advantage, Gilbert. Ball dummied there by Christensen.
This is
Christian
where Wanderers
takes the
really
ball.
need to pour in here. Don't worry about the penalty. Pour in, throw some guys in the middle of the park and try and put a hole in this Beaches defence.
Oh, good defence there by Beaches. The Wanderers player just breaks the line a little bit.
I like the look of this Harlow already. He's only been out there 5 minutes, but he looks strong.
Oh, good tackle there by Willie So. But that's going to be a penalty. Des Gilbert's caught it. Quick tap there by Sherwood. Sherwood jinking forward, and he makes the 10 there, I think. I don't know. Des Gilbert's not playing advantage. Yes, that's fair play. Play on there. Wanderers about 5 metres out. Searching, looking for it to attack. Ball the back. They go the blind side. Probably the wrong option there. Probably going to look.
Building here. They're building.
There's a little bit of gap, but Willie Fraser plugs the gap there. As the ball the back, they're going again to the blind side. Probably not much room there to go again there. The Wanderers side is the ball getting.
Standing at outside centre here. If he gets his hands on the ball, he'll be hard to stop. But they've got to get the ball to him. Looks
And
like
that's
it's a counter
good
attack.
counter-rucking there by
Beaches.
Beaches. They've won it. And that's taken in there by Stone. Stone, good work. Using his feet there, the Southern Beaches player. I don't know if that's allowed anymore. But it looks like the Beaches have got it at the back. But that's a penalty to Wanderers, holding in the ball. Good pressure by the Wanderers after losing that ball in the counter-ruck.
Composure here, the two Blues. I think they probably got a bit ahead of themselves taking that quick tap last time. You want them to be on the front foot, but this end of the park, they need to get some points from it. Again, they take the tap.
Good tap there. Coffey with the ball. Jinks inside, and that's good
Lanzetti,
defence.
bruising defence again. He's been incredible. They got numbers on the right here, Wanderers. They just need to get it out there.
And that's a knock on there at the back of the ruck by Wanderers. The crowd for Wanderers dropping their heads. The Beaches up on their feet, cheering away. Jimmy Garner's shaking his head next to me. I can't believe it. They had plenty of opportunity to get points back on the board and absolutely fluffed it, Jimmy.
Oh, yeah, that's what these big games can do. The pressure can do to you. As we mentioned, I mean, Todd Lounder mentioned it yesterday to me that this is a new competition. What counted early in the season means nothing now. Pressure of finals football has different effects on people, and so far from Wanderers, they're the ones that haven't been able to aim up to it.
Yeah, and Stone just getting a bit of treatment in back play there. He'll be missed if he comes off in Stone.
Absolutely, he's their go-to man in the line out, and some of his cover defence has been exceptional. So, Wanderers, they're getting into the game here, but again, it's just the little things that's costing them.
As they come in, already the Beaches side looking a little bit knocked up, and only 9 minutes into this second half. We are, of course, live today on the Newcastle Herald and Bar TV. Of course, if you want to tweet us in some things, I've got at James Gardner 42 or at Gareth Wazick for some updates. Let us know what you think of the game. And of course, Bar TV has its Facebook site and social media as well.
Mark Butley set to the right here. Also looks like he's back up in Tyler Austell at the back. Well, I expect Bartolu to pick it up as he does.
Yeah, good little pass there. Butler on the outside. And Marshall inside to Butler. Butler keeping his feet, keeping in. That's good play, but ripped off by Billy Coffey.
Great work there by Bill Coffey. I thought
there.
Butler was going to go out. He did well to keep his feet and stay in there, but all Bill Coffey was worried about was getting the ball. Big shot there from Willie So.
By Willie So. And Billy Coffey showing his strength just before Performance Factory, obviously working for him. Has the ball at the back. Good pass there and met well by Stone, but making meters here, the Wanderers side. Sherwood with the ball. Good cutout ball to Barrett. Barrett jinks and gets around one. Oh, juggles the ball.
Strong, Anthony Barrett. Did well to keep that in. They've got numbers here on there. They've got some big forwards out here being lazy, Southern Butchers. Wanderers need some one-on-one. They want some one-on-one matches here, someone with some quick feet.
Yeah, Wanderers look a little bit disorganised here. They go the blind side, but taken well by Beaches. Good defence.
He's out of there.
They're just building here, working away. They've got to stay composed here, Wanderers. They need to get something out of this venture down this end of the park. They've had all the opening 10 minutes.
As the ball about 5 metres out now. Sherwood with the ball. Looks like he's playing at 10 as he jinks inside, but met by the two big boppers there for Southern Beaches. Lets the ball bounce Simmons and probably had a bit of an overlap, but again
they're in numbers there, Southern Beaches. Great defence from them. Wanderers this time take it to the right. Willie So had a bloke lined up there, but he didn't need him because Vartalieva was there instead.
Great defence there by Vartalieva as they've driven back about 10 metres. And big Willie Fraser coming from the blind side. And looks like Wanderers have kept the ball, but he had him lined up from about 20 metres away.
They're a bit rattled there.
That's a penalty to Wanderers.
Away.
Not everyone coming over there from the Beaches side, but that was a good bit of defence there by Willie Fraser.
You've got to be impressed with the way they're defending Southern Beaches. Not just the scrambling, but some of the big shots. There's no doubt it's Willie So and Willie Fraser. They pick their moments. They wait till they got someone on the blind side and they come out of it 100 mile an hour. It's like a freight train, and when they hit, bang, you can hear the collision from up here. This time Wanderers do. They take they negate, they don't take the option of the easy 3 points. Instead, they're going for a scrum. They want 7 out of this venture down this end of the park.
Yeah, definitely. Probably, I don't know, maybe the wrong move in a semi-final by the Wanderers, probably showing a little bit of inexperience. Maybe I probably would have gone for the 3 and started building this half. It's a whole half of footy, and they have got the win against on their backs, and probably the wrong option, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. I know a former captain there's Michael Noonan who won a 3rd grade major semi today to go straight through the grand final. If he was within kicking zone, he took the 3 points all the time, and most of the time it worked for him. But I guess the ones out there, they can tell. Maybe Wanderers feel as though Beaches are just about ready to crack. And maybe they think if they can throw one more wave of attack at them, they can be rewarded with a 5-pointer.
Yeah, and that's what they want, I guess. And scrum just collapsing there. Nobody's fault as Des Gilbert moves to the other side just to make sure everything's going all right. Big Willie Fraser sometimes does tend to bore in. But I guess when you're that big, you're boring in from everywhere, aren't you?
You're relying on his breakaway to keep his left butt cheek in, isn't he? Yes. It's a big task in itself.
Beaches, good scrum by Beaches. They win it against the feed. And Lamb with a dummy inside and runs towards it forward, bounces off another. Good run there by Lamb. And the ball at the back and won by Wanderers, and they come through. And that's a let-off there for Wanderers as they get the ball back. But again, the Beaches counter-ruck, and that's a penalty coming in from the side there. Maybe unlucky for the Beaches, I think. I don't know. I think it was on his feet, and I thought that was fair game. And the ball toing and froing in this second half, and Wanderers just not being able to capitalise on all this ball they got.
Interesting, they're taking the option for a scrum. They lost the last one against the feet. I'm not sure, obviously we didn't have the angle from here, whether it was just a good clean strike or whether it was just got caught up as the ball was fed. But normally when your confidence is down after losing the tight end, you don't go back to the same avenue, but they do. So they're persisting Wanderers. They've obviously got a game plan. They're sticking to it. At the moment, it's not working.
Yeah, definitely not. Jimmy is Des Gilbert just having a bit of a chat to Vartalieva. Var having a little bit of a problem, I think, with that rucking decision. And yeah, very odd that they would take the scrum. Beaches guys are going to be right on this, I think. As the score here, 24-0, Southern Beaches in the lead. Southern Beaches are running from left to right on your screen today, and Wanderers running from right to left towards Market Towns. The ball fed in
Again, another
And
big
again,
scrum.
good scrum there by Beaches, and ball comes out to Simmons, and Simmons round the back there to Billy Coffey. Billy Coffey, not much to do there. Good defence, good sliding defence by Beaches, and about 20 metres out, not making much off that scrum. McDonald with the ball, turns it on the inside there.
To Hovel, good run.
Hovel,
They need to
haven't
recycle
seen
the
much
ball.
of
He's
this
got some
game.
big forwards out here in the defensive line. Southern Butchers, but Wanderers are pretty much in a blanket. They're not going too far.
Oh, and Billy Coffey has a big look and drops the ball. That'll be a knock on, and that'll be a Beaches feed. Again, Wanderers not holding the ball, not protecting that ball, and again putting themselves in trouble.
Well, they've never been under this much pressure, have they? They've never faced a 24-0 deficit at half time. It looks like they don't know how to chip away at it. They're certainly not coming up with the answers at the moment.
Yeah, 15 minutes gone now in this second half with, is that VAR to leave it down? That'll be a big miss if he is down for the game, but normally he just gets a bit of treatment, bit of strapping tape, bit of water, bit of ice, and he's back.
He is an iron horse, but the way Kaylin Chichi raced out there as though she was on ice skates, there's certainly some concern about him. He's certainly their inspirational leader. Although Andrew Delaw's been mine for today, he's been fantastic. But VAR to leave, he's so strong from the back of the scrum. Just that last, mentioned that scrum, Wanderers again were on their back. We're on the back foot. They're lucky to get away with that. So I don't think if they get a penalty, they were taking the scrum option again too soon.
Yeah, Tim Chichi obviously having a word to the Beaches pack in the second half, saying, "Come on, boys, you've got the weight. You've been pushed around all first half by the Wanderers pack. That's probably the only thing that let them down in the first half, the scrum set piece."
Yeah, VAR gets up on his haunches now. I think he'll be all right. As you said, I think this year early in the season, he dislocated his shoulder. The doctor told him it was a 6 to 8 week injury and he was back in 2. So I don't think he'd need to nearly lose a leg to be taken off the field here today. He won't want to let this team down.
I reckon he would lose a leg, Jimmy Garner, and
he'd probably still go all right.
And he'd probably still be the best player on the park. Pretty unlucky not to win that Anderson medal. With the Wanderers, number 8, Ben Ham, just pipping it at the post.
Yeah, interesting. It went down to the final round. Bartoleva had a 1-point lead going into the final round. They beat Maitland up at Maitland, and he didn't get any points. And Wanderers did a job on Nelson Bay, and Ben Ham got 3 points from that and overtook him. So it is a bit of a back rowers sort of 5-8 award, that one, the Anderson medal. You don't see too many burly front rowers getting it, but I guess that's because their hands are in it and they're always in the game, aren't they?
Yeah, that's right. As Bartoleva gets up, and there was never really any doubt. Probably a good thing because they have been defending, and soaks up about 2 minutes of play there. Yeah, the old wily veteran.
Opportunity, particularly for their tight five, to take a couple of deep breaths, really suck it in here, because they know that Wanderers are probably going to try and put some pressure on it at this scrum time.
Yeah, it's a Beaches feed though. It's probably looking at Bartoleva to pick from the back again and just soak in a few numbers. This wind, I think, has changed directions maybe even by the looks of those trees on the opposite side. Delore comes to the back. Go the blind side with Lamb, and Lamb cuts him up through the middle. Lamb's so dangerous on his feet. He's got Delore on the outside and kicks in field for Delore, but Simmons is there to take it up. And good work by Simmons as Simmons passes it infield to McDonald, and McDonald palms off one, palms off another. Gets around and flicks the ball out to Kevill. They got numbers. Kevill making a break here. He's got numbers inside to Coffey, and Coffey met in defence there. Good counter-attack there by the Wanderers side. And they go the blind side to Barrett, and Barrett holding the ball up, gets the ball to Simmons. Simmons got Kevill on the outside and passes it to no one. Dummies takes it in.
Oh, again, the big forwards hanging there. Looked like he's offside there, Willie Fraser. He gets away with it. Got numbers here on the right, Wanderers, but no, I think everyone's taking a deep breath, just sucking it in. It goes to Luke Sherwood. Inside ball for Kevill. He's been well retained. You haven't seen any of his one arm offload so far. They need to see a bit more of that.
Oh, as they come through, that could be a penalty, yes.
That could nearly be Simby in that one, but
yes,
Gilbert. He's playing advantage here, is he? If there is, there's not much.
Flips him over by Big Willie, so. Or Willie Fraser, I think it was. With that. That's unlucky, but that's a penalty there by Des Gilbert. Didn't roll away, played a big advantage there, but let the play go.
I think he must have ruled that a knock-on, not an intentional knockdown, that previous one, because you would think the penalty previously was 10 metres in front of where they are. As
not the
James
best of
Wibble
kicks.
just finds touch about 22 metres out.
And Wibble, the go-to man in the kicks here.
Their clock's starting to become Wanderers' enemy now. 18 minutes gone in their second half. They're still down 24-0. So far, Southern Butchers have hung on. They've had to do lots of defending in the early parts of this second half. Again, Wanderers go to the back.
Kevill cleans it up nicely, just waiting.
Tuala with him. He's on his own. He's a cannon fighter like that.
He had plenty of time, and just none of the Wanderers players any urgency at this point in time. They've been down the half all this second half in Southern Beaches half, and met well again by Southern Beaches.
Play on.
The ball at the back now. Kevill calling for it and doesn't get the ball. He's still calling for it again. Harlow taking into ground. Might look to come off the back of the ruck here, and they do. Not making any ground, but Butler cleans him up nicely, and Kevill takes a good one in and bumps
That's
off.
what they need from Kevill. They need some of that. Someone running with a bit of vigour, a bit of urgency. Great little run there again by Cal Groff. They need more of that Wanderers if they're going to get back into this game.
Ball
they're
popped up.
offside there, Southern Beaches. They're getting away with that.
Tuala's
This is
coming
murder.
towards the line, and Jimmy Garner's absolutely blowing up. And they get over, do they? Yes, that's a try. And plenty of pressure there, and it was always building.
It had to come
That's a try to Harlow in the far corner.
He's been very good since he's come on. He's given them a bit more direct. And what it started from Dan Kevill. He took the ball under his wing. He made some big, giant steps. He ran with some vigour and some power. He broke the line. And then the next one was Cal Groff. All of a sudden, the defensive line from Southern Beaches, it was disjointed. From there, Harlow was able to muscle his way over. A try they desperately needed, and one they're going to need more of.
Yeah, definitely. And as we go back to the replay here, as he comes in and he gets tackled.
Can they get me as well?
He just shoots the blind, a little dummy,
good little
and then just
dummy.
wrestles his way over. Yeah, great little piece of play there from Harlow. As I mentioned, he's sort of only been on the fringes at Wanderers this year since joining them. He's a Raffy, I understand, but he's in the Australian Defence Force, and he's the captain of their side. I think he's about to go overseas on a mission, so he might be one to look out for next year.
As Wibble taking over the kicking duties here.
Thanks, Dewey.
Hasn't probably kicked for a while in the top grade. As he's got one of these funny styles. The Beaches players come out with Marshall, and he has a good stab at it, and he gets it. That's a great kick there from Wibble, converting from 5 metres in from touch. Score now, Beaches 24, Wanderers 7.
Yeah, no doubting the super boot, James Wibble. He landed a couple in reserve grade. That wasn't enough for them to get over the line, but he's a big moment. He's a big player, a big time player when it comes to his goal kicking. He loves nothing more than having to slot one with the crowd at his back.
Yeah, 21 minutes gone there for Bar TV. And we are live, of course, on the Newcastle Herald as well today, as the wind's absolutely picked up now. As Butler looking for the restart. Probably looking to go long here just to get that ball down. But no, they go for the short restart and hasn't made the 10. And that is a big mistake there by the Southern Beaches 5'8", who's been so good with his kicks all game.
Yeah.
Just putting pressure back on themselves, Jimmy.
You can see Wanderers here lifting. They're lifting the pace. They're all giving each other pats on the back, little slaps, little claps of encouragement. Come on, guys, let's lift. This is where we have to do it. Let's get back down there. Yeah, that was certainly not what the Beaches asked for. After defending for so long, they didn't want to give away cheap possession, which they've done here. But they've still got plenty of credit in the bank. They're 18 points in front with 18 minutes remaining, so a lot to play for in these last 18 minutes, especially for Beaches. They've never been in this position. They've never been to a grand final. The last 2 times they've come to the finals, they've been knocked out in straight sets. They've lost both matches. Today they're really showing that they're the real deal.
Yeah, good scrum there by Wanderers as Ham takes it off the back, and a little kick through there for McDonald. McDonald's charging through, and good
great
take
chase,
there
great
by
kick.
Lamb.
Harlow again. I like this kid. The more I see him, the more I like him. Great option there. There's no doubt the message was at halftime, use this win. Let's get down there. Let's put them under enormous pressure, and let's see if they can handle it.
As we see the flag on the 22-metre line,
it's really
absolutely blowing now.
It's gusting in from the south.
The rain clouds look like they're on their way to greet us as well. Sherwood has the ball. Good flat pass there to Mention taken well.
Yeah, Tyler Oster, a real good, nice shot.
McDonald dances on the inside, coming around, backing up, and ball stripped. No, it hasn't. McDonald gets the ball back. Wanderers playing
he's offside there, surely, yes.
Yes, and that's a advantage played there. Knocked down. He's called a knock on, and he wasn't offside, I don't think. Jimmy Garner getting a little bit excited. Definite knock on there. I wouldn't say it was a penalty, but in any case, it is the Wanderers' ball on the 20-metre line, and they will be attacking Jimmy.
Yes, they will be. Yes, they will be. It's just they're lined out. Looks like they've got a banker. Their back's banked out to the... they're splitting. Luke Mention coming to the left side to join Bill Coffey. He looks to be nipping Luke Mention. Yeah, noticeably. Yeah, he's got an issue there with... looks like his right ankle or knee, certainly favouring the other. Luke Simmons lines up on the right with Anthony Barrett and Cal McDonald. Cal McDonald's look dangerous every time he's got the ball. That's nearly another steal.
And it is a steal, is it? No, taken off the back there by Ham, and Simmons with the ball, turning Barrett on the inside, and Barrett takes it up as he has done all game.
Michael Delore, right around his bootlaces.
Beach is coming through. Ball at the back there.
They're just a bit bunched here, Wanderers. There's no real communication. They're not running in pairs. And then Kevill throws a nice little inside ball to Ben Christensen. They're in numbers. They pour over Wanderers. They need to get this back quickly. But still, they're quite bunched here.
Oh, and they drop the ball, make a ham of it, so to speak. As Kevill, I think Kevill really needs to take that ball under his wing and stop this passing stuff. They're a lot better when they run off the back of him, Jimmy.
They need to play a bit more direct, don't they? They need to put a dent in that Southern Beaches line, because if you just play shuffle sideways and not run with any urgency, you're an easy target. And so far they've handled it very well, Southern Beaches. Yeah, they just need someone to get in there, take charge, take direction.
Yeah, big Willie So sucking them up there. Maybe a replacement soon for the big Beaches front rower. Get some fresh legs out there just to hold this Wanderers onslaught, which it has been in the second half. As the Packs get ready for the scrum. Delore with the ball, ready to feed. Beach is really turning it on now in the scrums in the second half, causing all sorts of problems. Quick ball there for Butler. Butler passes it out to Austell. Austell to Lamb. Oh, Lamb call. That's good defence there by Mention. Haven't released it. They haven't released that ball, and the ball's turned over, and the Wanderers have won the ball back. Good pass there. Nearly takes Des Gilbert out to Wibble. Wibble taking the ball forward. That's a good run. Oh, that's a good clean out there by Kevill. But Des Gilbert said he's come in from the side, and that's just unnecessary there by Kevill, who's probably got one or two of them in him a game.
It's 6, mate. You got to be part of the rucker.
Came in from
I
well
won't mention the word
offside.
consistency, but that's what I'm thinking. For the life of me, I think there'll be some, certainly be some questions asked by possibly both sides to the referee after the game when it comes to next time they get him with his whistle in his mouth in terms of consistency at the breakdown. But
as the ball kicked out to the halfway, and it'll be the Southern Beaches attacking line-out. I think it's the first attacking line-out they've had all half.
Yeah, certainly. I think it's the first time they've been anywhere near the halfway line, so they'll just look to absorb some time and some pressure here. They go long. And off the back, maybe not straight. Oh, and he's taken high there by Kevill. Yeah,
little swinging arm, and Kevill might have to watch himself here, Jimmy. As the ball on the ground, and that's poor play, and Wanderers come up with it. That's good counter-rucking there by the Wanderers, and good hard defence by Kevill. And that's really his turnover, I believe. As the ball comes to the back, and Tuali taking the ball from the back, and met well there.
By Lanzini again.
Lanzini, who's had a whopper of a game in defence. And the ball turned over now. Iopa with the ball passes the ball off to Delore, and Delore coming through, and that's a little bit of a swing arm, and VAR taking the ball up forward, getting the ball over.
This is getting
close
tasty,
to the
this
40.
one. This is
40
getting tasty.
line.
It's boiling.
Butler, good safe option over the top. Marshall coming through on Simmons. Simmons lets the ball go over the sideline.
Yeah, a little bit of niggle starting to come to this one. Wanderers obviously getting frustrated. Cutler, raised forearms too from Southern Beaches.
Quick ball into McDonald.
Both ways.
McDonald counter-attacking now. Mention with the ball. Mention with a big boot downfield and kicks it out on the full. Gets it to about the halfway line.
Yeah, this is starting to get tasty. I'm liking it.
A little bit of niggle going on out there, so to speak, Jimmy. And I tell you what, I'm going to be the one to say, but Dan Kell can get a yellow card.
Well, mate, I think he's probably the most yellow-carded man in the competition, but I certainly think that I won't say he's a marked man, but certainly he tends to attract a lot of attention, whether it's his height, whether it's the way he plays, or what it is. But I think that's it's pretty even Stevens at the moment. There's been a bit of niggle from both sides.
That's bulleted into his chest, and it's bounced toward the Wanderers as they take it forward. And again, good tackle there by Lanzini.
He looks like the brick with ears. He's a slimmed-down version of Glenn Lazarus, no doubts. Here comes Anthony Barrett on the left. Wanderers really need to get another one on the board here if they're going to make a real tilt at this in the last 10 minutes. Mention from the back of the ruck.
Oh, good.
There's some holes starting to appear here for Beaches.
Good run there from the back of the ruck. There's hands everywhere. Rob Delbo's on his microphone. I don't think he's sitting there. That's a good ball there to VAR. They've got numbers. Lamb steps inside, and good taken there by Billy Coffey, and he drops the ball and picks it up. Good enterprising play there by Lamb. That's good football smarts, and Wanderers have turned the ball over. Southern Beach is not getting numbers to. Butler takes the ball, looking for numbers, and Lanzini taking the ball, and that's a penalty there. I don't know why. I think Wanderers are playing really well here, but actually Des Gilbert has blown the penalty. I can't work that one out myself.
It's a 50-50 every breakdown, every tackle. It's a 50-50. They score here. Southern Beaches, she's all over for Wanderers. They've thrown a lot at them in the second half, and to their credit, Southern Beaches have held on. Wanderers have had all the field, they've had all the field position, but Southern Beaches have hung on. They've been enormous.
Yeah, absolutely enormous as Butler chooses to take the kick for touch. Hands on hips here for Wanderers. They've got to be shaking their heads and thinking, why haven't we put more points on this Southern Beaches in the second half?
I'll tell you what, the Southern Beaches have defended their absolute rings out. They have not stopped. They've hustled. They've got to the breakdown. They've stolen the ball when they've had to. They've spoiled it at the breakdown, legally or illegal, whichever way. They've done the job. They've got away with what they've got away with. And when they've had the ball in hand, when they've got down this end, they've scored points. And I'd be very surprised if they don't score points again.
Big Willie So. Big Willie So swatting players off the back there. Good line out by Beaches into the wind. And Fraser on the inside. And there's a few taking him down, and he's bounced off a couple. He's surging forward, Big Willie Fraser. Ball at the back, Butler with it now. Taking the ball in. Good, sensible, smart footy there by Butler.
Yeah, he's been really good, hasn't he?
Beaches just getting set. Nice short ball there to VAR, who take it forward again for about the 30th time today. And again now to Willie Fraser. And Fraser puts a little jink on, but just takes the tackle.
It's good, smart play from Beaches. They're just getting this back into their style. They're getting this back into their game.
And Butler taking it forward, controlling. A little half break there by Butler, about 10 metres out now. Desperation is again taking the ball from the back of the ruck. And again by Big Vartalever, who'll take it forward again. And ball pops out of the back there. Delore with it now. All ball at Lamb's feet. Little dummy on the inside, has to take it in. Might be in a bit of trouble there. No one around him. Stone gets around him.
Okay,
yeah, 8-9 phases already here from Southern Beach. This is great stuff from them.
Probably look to ruck it here through Gavin. Gavin at the back here. Probably take it forward slowly but surely. Yes, they do. Probably about 3 metres out now, the Beaches side, as they go forward again. Big Willie Fraser making sure, and Willie So probably a bit too high as he takes the ball forward and nearly gets there. Big Willie So and Sherwood jinking around and just brought down half a metre out, and Big Willie Fraser cleans out. They got numbers on the left if they can use it. Marshall coming around. Delore jinks inside again. Still got numbers here if they can get the ball quickly out as the Wanderers regroup and ball going, and Austell takes the ball in again from the back. Nice little rucking play there by Austell.
Phases here. Beach is building nicely, showing great composure. They're not rushing it. They're just edging away bit by bit.
And Vartalever takes that one in. And again, Butler with a long cutout ball to Marshall. Marshall, will he get it?
She's got a flag
flag's up, is it? And he's out. Just caught short there, and that was unlucky there for Marshall.
He could have had 3 or 4 tries, Daniel Marshall, whether he's dropped the ball or he's got a foot in the touch a couple of times. As Wanderers counter-attack quickly, put a nice deep kick down, and they get out of their own end lines. But you've got to think, if they're going to get back in this game, they need to do it now. It needs to happen in the next couple of minutes to at least give Southern Beaches a fright.
Yeah, good option there by the Wanderers, catching the Beaches guys off guard and taking the quick line out. And
looks like we've got some fresh legs here for Southern Beaches. Yeah, Tavita Awong 1 coming on. Looks like he'll come on for Michael Delore. He'll just stiffen him up in the midfield.
Yeah, that's what they want. They probably want a couple of good, hard, solid midfield runs from Tavita here.
Yeah, and Ray Furphy, the other one, the breakaway.
Yeah,
haven't mentioned his name all day. That
he's had a good game,
job.
Ray Furphy, because we haven't spoken about him, but he's been probably one of the few Beaches guys that have been getting to every ruck,
and he's
every time.
Probably a good sign. He's cramping up as he comes off too, so he's put in a good shift.
Yeah, fresh legs is what they need. As Big Willie So's lining up outside Butler here for the line out. A Stone goes up for it. It comes off the back, and Delore gets the ball. Butler has it now. He chooses to take it himself. Little half break there by Butler, taking it to 40 metres out from their own line.
That's a ruck.
Sherwood at the back. Vartalever with the ball again and again. He makes metres. Again, he gets over that advantage line. And the ball stolen by the Wanderers side, I think. Yes, it is. Pushed out of the way by Tuala. And Willie So having a bit to say in back play, but Wanderers on their 40-metre line now and consolidating that ball as Harvey comes at the back there. Billy Coffey comes in for a run. Good little ball on the inside of Simmons, and Simmons comes through. Simmons got one to beat. He's got Lamb to beat, and they won't catch him. Simmons scores, and that's a good piece of counter-attacking there by the Wanderers side.
7 minutes left. This will be still a 13-point game. They've still got to score 2 more. But that's what I want. Billy Coffey, he just, he showed a bit of earnestness. He got that man on his inside, and Luke Simmons was very lively. He was very quick on his feet, and he just made it a sprinting race there with KJ Lamb, and he just had enough to get there.
And the Wanderers crowd now coming to life, and good play by Billy Coffey, who the Beaches players hanging off him because he normally does just run the ball. As we go to the replay, Billy Coffey just turns him on the inside, and the big forwards by the Beaches probably a little bit knocked up, defending all half, and Simmons too quick. Good try there to the Wanderers. As Wivel with his left-right kicking action comes in. He is a super boot, as you mentioned. Doesn't miss many, Wivel. He comes in, the Beaches players come to meet him. He kicks the ball and absolutely nails that one through the post. Wanderers look like they've got another spring in their step. The crowd's up on their feet. The Beaches crowd now gone quiet. They really want to cheer this Beaches side home if they're going to be any chance of getting the ball back again, the Beaches side.
Yeah, 5 minutes left on the clock plus injury time. You probably think there's a little bit of that, so we're looking at probably 8 minutes to go. Wanderers down by 10 points. This is going to be a test of their character, both teams. Can Southern Beaches hang on? They've hardly had any pill in this second half. When they did, they absorbed a bit of energy when they used it down attacking that Wanderers line for a good 15 or 16 phases. They look to be out on their feet, but they've got some fresh legs out there now. Wanderers, they have to, do they play field position? Do they keep the ball in hand? They can't play like touch footy. I think they just need some urgency. They need some big play. They need a big play from a big player.
And that's a big kick-off there because they've won the ball back to Beaches, and that's unlucky for the Wanderers. But that's a good win there for Beaches, and Willie So takes it forward, and they're just got to keep ball in hand now, the Southern Beaches side, and absorb that pressure, not give any easy ball away as they turn the Beaches centre back inside.
Yeah, it's a bit wrong. He'll do that all day.
Oh, and that's a poor back ball from Delores. Bartoleva slips over and cleans it up, and Beaches has got to get plays around because the Wanderers are coming through. Good counter-ruck in there, and down the side there to Delore, and Andrew Delore taking over, and good quick ball there by McDonald.
Harlow just does his done since he's come on, just knocks it down to that corner. They need a good chase here, Wanderers. Yeah, they need a line out more than ever. This is the moment where you need Dan Kevill or you need Big Ignacio to get up high like a skyscraper and steal one, or at least make him go with the back and put a bit of pressure on.
And this is where that Wanderers fitness is going to come into play. The Beaches guys look absolutely out on their feet. They're struggling to get back to this line out the Beaches side in good time.
Pressure
I guess
throw
they have got time on their side, Jimmy.
And they got points on their side. That's the main thing for them. Willie, I think you'll go to the front here, nice and two, a nice safe ball. No, they go to the back into this wind.
Oh,
great
good
throw.
take there by Stone as well as they maul the ball forward. Up the back there. Ball taken by Sherwood. Looks to consolidate it here up the field, and that's a good run, taking the pressure off, getting the Wanderers on the back foot. Beaches now. Butler with the ball. Good long cutout ball. Lets it bounce there to Marshall. And that's called forward, and that is a pretty poor play there. He's been good all game, Butler.
He's been right in the mate. He's been making the right decisions all game. I think that one would have been better off going downtown. Certainly find some touch with it. Let his forwards get out of their own half and a chance for them to have a deep breath.
Yeah, and
very important to scrum this one. What do they do? A good opportunity too for Wanderers. 20 metres in from touch, so they've got a big blind side to work with. They've also got plenty of space on that open side where they've done most of their attacking. Bill Coffey, the left winger, looks like he's going to line up just in the left hip pocket of Luke Simmons, which creates an enormous blind side. Marty Delore, as we see for Southern Beaches, come off, so there's a new half back in there for Beaches. As we said, they're starting to get very tired.
Here we go, boys, here we go.
Yeah, Delore's had a big game too, Marty Delore, for the Southern Beaches. He's been cleaning up a lot of scrappy ball in this second half as the two packs come together.
On the line.
Andrew Delore coming off as well.
Number 8,
very surprised by that. He doesn't look to be limping. That's an interesting call.
Yeah, not long to go now, probably 5 minutes from my reckoning, as the two packs come together for about the 14th time this half, and that's a ball to the back to Kevill. I thought it might have been a short arm there, as Kevill's gone to number 8. Look for him to pick it off the back and use that big long arm he has to get maybe the 5'8" through a little hole in Simmons. As the two packs again come together, Des Gilbert getting them set.
They're certainly set up on the right here, Wanderers. Whether or not that's the greatest decoy of all time, the double bluff, and Kevill may go the blind side, but he doesn't have a winger in support, so he'll be backing himself one-on-one with the halfback and Bartoleva.
Oh, and he flicks it out the back. He's got a habit of doing that. Dan Kevill. Simmons has the ball. It's pretty scrappy ball as McDonald has it now, and Billy Coffey coming around and he dummies to him, and Butler takes McDonald probably about 30 metres
They held him
out.
up here. This could be more. They held him up here. They've done well here, Southern Beaches, as he looks to get that ball at the back, and he does.
From the back, and that's a good clean out by the
roll
Wanderers
away
side.
there,
And they've lost the ball. And Beaches with it now, and Big Willie So will take him on, and he bumps one off. He bumps another off, Big Willie So, and gets the offload.
That could be the ball game for Wanderers. They needed the ball there.
And dummies underneath there. They need to get around Beaches. Still need to play with urgency this Beaches side. The game's still not over yet. As comes to the back, Gavin calling him in. He's calling them with him, and that's good. Play there by the hooker as Bartoleva picks it up nonchalantly and gets over the advantage line there. As Gavin takes the ball again, good meters there by the hooker and good desperation getting back there. And Lanzini again from the back as well. Wanderers Wanderers just absorbing this pressure. And Bartoleva takes it again, soaking up time, the Southern Beaches side.
Yeah, I think we'll get used to this. I can't see them playing too much, anything too flashy here, Beaches. They're just going to keep trucking it up.
Yeah, good
getting up
option.
off the ground, going forward, getting up off the ground, supporting their man. Although it looks like we nearly had a
good option
around
taking
that
it back
ball.
to his forwards though there, the centre. As Lanzini comes forward and good run there by Lanzini. Taking in a swarm of Wanderers players as well.
Bartoleva got his hand up here. He'll be taking this under his arm.
Yeah, Butler, has a bit of a look. Bartoleva. And Big Willie So looks to clean out. Maybe not the best
Yeah,
ball there. Bartoleva just had a bit of a drop, a bit of a look there maybe.
I think the ball was just out in front of him a bit low. He's in his mid-30s now, Bar. He needs that one to be hitting him on the chest. But one of the very rare mistakes you see from him, he's been enormous again today.
There's 40 minutes now on the clock for Bar TV and the Newcastle Herald. The score here 24-14, probably about 3 or 4 minutes to go in extra time. We have had a few injuries this half, as we mentioned before. Pack meeting each other just over the halfway line in the Beaches attacking half. Wanderers with a big backline set. Look where Billy Coffey is looking to get the ball as the ball pops over the back. Scrum again collapsing.
Yeah, but you're hitting chasing.
Yeah, young Peter Ivich has gone on the loose head there for Southern Beaches. He's really having a good crack at Colin Hobble. Hobble's probably twice his age, I reckon. He's played play of plenty back in New Zealand in his younger days, Colin Hobble, so he's an experienced campaigner. But I don't think he would encounter a young tyro like Peter Ivich. He's a little monster.
Yeah, definitely not losing anything with him coming on, Jimmy. As Des Gilbert just getting the scrum set to his liking as the ball comes in. And Wanderers lose their feet off the back from Kevil, and that's a ball around the ankles of Simmons, and Coffey has to juggle that, dives over it.
Did well there, Bill Coffey, to stay on his feet too.
Ball at the back now.
Cowboy trucks it up, another replacement on for
Fletcher
Wanderers.
on, is it? As Wivel with a good little kick over the top, but no Wanderers are coming through. There's no chase at all. Marshall letting the ball come to him. He's got plenty of time. Will he look to run it? Yes, he does. That's a really poor chase by Wanderers. And Marshall with plenty of pace, getting the ball on his toe. Coming through now, Ostel on Simmons, and that bounces into Marshall's hand. And that's a good kick and chase and good play there by Marshall, getting himself off his own line. And the Wanderers showing absolutely no desperation at all.
They had a couple of big tired forwards chasing, and he looked up, thought I can split between those two, and so he did. Off he went. He's had an indifferent sort of game, Marshall. He's had a hot and cold one, but he was very hot there. But Kevil gets a steal. The Wanderers now have the ball, but they're at the wrong end of the park.
Quick line out there by Wanderers. Ball out now to Mention with one to beat. He beat, that's a good tackle by the replacement winger. And Barrett has the ball, the old stalwart Barrett coming through, but no one comes on his inside as he was directing
Still
them.
on here on the left for Wanderers. They've got numbers on the left if they can get it there.
They're calling the ball to the left, as Jimmy mentioned. Heaps of numbers, and Big Willie So caught out wide. It's on here if they can just get the ball out. Sherwood juggles the ball, and he knocks the ball on, and that's poor service there to the 5'8".
Yeah, and that could nearly be the end of the section for Wanderers if they were going to make a last stab at this. We see the referee just have a look at his watch. There's probably only a couple of minutes to go. This could be the reality check that Wanderers need, perhaps, or they could be out the back door next week.
Is he Tom?
Of course, we'll find out who they play tomorrow. As Merriweather and Hamilton go toe-to-toe in a showdown, a knockout showdown in the minor semi-final. But there's going to be a lot to learn from this. Wanderers certainly aren't the team that a lot of people probably thought them coming into this semi-final.
Yes, and the Beaches chant coming up by the Beaches crowd, and of course we will be live again with you tomorrow for Bar TV, and of course streaming on the Newcastle Herald as well with, as Jamie mentioned, Hamilton versus Merriweather Carlton. But right now we've got Southern Beaches 24, Wanderers 14, and really this game may have been over in the first half, giving them too much of a lead, Jimmy.
Yeah, you can't give a semi-final team 24 points to blot lead and expect to come home the stronger. They deserve this. Southern Beach, and it's an historic moment for the club. They're an ambitious young club. They came into Premier Rugby in 2007. They were were easy beats that first couple of years, but since Tim Chidgey's got there,
Oh, that's
Knock on.
no, that's
forward
not
pass.
a line ball. That's about 2 metres forward there. As Wanderers have the ball anyway. It's at the back there. Comes through there, probably offside there. It's got to be offside. And Des Gilbert with his arm up with the advantage being played, and Wanderers take the ball over the advantage line. And at the back there, digging around for the ball.
Offside. They're okay.
Digging
They're okay.
for the ball. It's at the back there.
I would have thought it would have been a penalty blown by now, but he must have been advantage for knock on or some other indiscretion.
Yeah, who knows, Jimmy, as McDonald's got the ball, tries to get outside him and doesn't beat the man there, but he's been dangerous every time he's got the
Yeah,
ball.
he's been great.
McDonald
He's
might
really
have played
stuck his
himself
hand
into a
up for
spot
next
for next week. And a poor ball from the back there. Wanderers in disarray here, not knowing where to go, what to do as Sherwood has the ball. Cut out pass, and that is
he's
an
offside.
intercept.
He was
And
offside
Butler
there, yeah.
offside. He was away for all money. That was a line ball. I don't know. Probably the only one that he wasn't offside all game, Jimmy.
We're done anyway.
Well, yeah, I guess he took the odds there, Mark Butler. Either way, he's either going to go away and score the match winner, or he's going to take some value minutes off the clock. Because the ball got outside him, Warriors had some numbers. So
Yeah,
either
can't
way,
be
probably
long
the
to
right
go.
decision by him.
45 minutes gone now. Can't be long to go. This is probably the last plays. Lanzini with another big hit there off the tap. He's hurt his shoulder.
Yeah, got a little stinger there, I think. Colin Hovell, at least he's trucked it forward every time. He's been one that can hold his hand up high for Wanderers.
Yeah, he's been good. Ball now off the back now to Ham, who's been a little bit quiet this match. As Barrett, who's stood up as well in this Wanderers back line and wrestles with a couple of players and gets to the 20-metre line almost. Good run by Barrett as they go the blind side of McDonald. McDonald with plenty of space. Beats one, beats two. He's got the line to get, and McDonald, will he get there? And he does. That's a try to Wanderers as Des Gilbert
individual effort
blows
there
his
from
whistle.
Carl McDonald. Gee, he has been good. If he's not in the side next week, I'll be very surprised. He's really one that's come on, stuck his hand up after playing a full game in second grade as well. Of course, he represented New South Wales country last year and was in the squad this year. He had to pull out through university commitments. But I think it might be a little bit too late for Wanderers. I'll be very surprised if there's much left time, if any at all, after this kick for goal.
Yeah, 46 minutes gone as we rewind the referee. Bit of a consolation try there for Wanderers, but as you said, McDonald has been dangerous and was always on down the blind side here as we go to the replay. Good little pass there. McDonald with a little bit of work to do. Dummies to Kevill. Kevill takes out a couple of players and McDonald wrestles and scores a try. His first for the game. Wanderers now 19, Southern Beaches 24 with a kick to come. You'd like to think that Wivel will land this one straight over the black dot, Jimmy. As he turns
certainly
around.
from his favourite side. Looks like Southern Beach. There might still be a little bit of action left in this, although the way Wanderers are sort of gathering now around midfield, they look like maybe the game's gone.
As all the Beaches charge out, and Wivel kicks it, cool as you like. And that is full time here for Bar TV, live on the Newcastle Herald. I thank Jimmy Gardner again for joining me for Bar TV Sports for the greater NHRU major semi-final. We have had Southern Beaches 24, Wanderers 21. What a great game of rugby. Join us live again, same time, same place tomorrow for Bar TV. Tomorrow we'll have Merriweather Carlton taking on the Hamilton Hawks. Thank you very much, everybody, for tuning in. I've been Gareth Wozik. We'll see you tomorrow.
Here you go, dude, bro. Thought you footy boys wanted to have a little throw around the office.
Really?
Foul show. Foul show. Pretty cool boss, huh? Probably going to start calling me the man. The man. The man. Catch you in 20, brah.
Real guys, real sport. Bar TV.